can't rely on technology. You can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
Life happens. Lucky for you, ICCU has a new kind of checking account that comes with benefits, including 24/7 telehealth.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
On it.
Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
It's now time for Idaho Steelheads Hockey, brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, the exclusive credit union provider of the Idaho Steelheads, Idaho Central Arena, and the Grove Hotel. Coors Light, cold as the Rockies, choose chill. Project Filter, you decide when, we will show you how. St. Luke's, for more than 100 years, Idaho families have been choosing St. Luke's Boise Medical Center. And Blue Cross of Idaho, born of the people and places we know best.
Fans, one more time. Let's hear it for
here at Idaho Central Arena. I certainly could not do nearly that well as the Idaho Steelheads and the Allen Americans prepare for action right now from Idaho Central Arena. We take a look at Marco Costantini, the goaltender for the Allen Americans, who has 8 games under his belt this season, a 3-3-2 record with a .299 goals against and a .916 save percentage. He'll be the man the Steelheads are trying to solve in tonight's contest. Also a new backup for Allen, David Tendek, who they recently just traded for from the Florida Everblades earlier this week. On the other side of things, it's Arno Tefenzi for the Idaho Steelheads. 5 games under his belt, 3-1-1 record, all 3 of those wins in his last 3 starts. 280 goals against and a .913 save percentage for Arno Tefenzi as he looks for his 4th consecutive victory and looks to treat the fans here at Idaho Central Arena to another win, as the Steelheads picked up one, of course, in Sunday's contest against the Utah Grizzlies. Justin Russo, Mark Brose, in just a moment, will be with us downstairs as the Steelheads and Allen Americans get set for puck drop in a midweek clash. Steelheads moving right to left, black helmets, silver jerseys with black and white trim. The Allen Americans in an all-red getup, red from head to toe with white numbers as we're underway on a Wednesday night in downtown Boise. Steelheads possess the puck first. It's Sam Jardine and Charlie Dodero, the top defense pair, out to start. Jade Miller, Nick Canade, and Caleb Pearson, the other starters up front for the Idaho Steelheads. On the other side of things, Hank Crone, Michael Gildon, and Thomas Caron up front for Allen, with Sam Sedley and Andre Anania on the back end. Puck is pinned near the Steelheads bench. Sedley retrieves it in front of his own bench, moves it over left side to Anania, now gets it back. Right side, Crone trying to work around a check from Malmquist, can't do so, and now gets it back at the red line. That puck is pinned once more right in front of you, Brosy. Watch out down there.
I know Hank.
Yeah, you're familiar with him.
He'll take care of me.
He's not going to be too rough for you. Back it comes for Sedley in his own end. Moves it left side to Anania. That first defense pair still out on the ice, and now a turnover created by the Steelheads. They're looking to pressure. Charlie Dodero steps up from the right point, keeps the zone for a moment, and now it comes out with Morrison and Allen. Rink-wide pass intercepted by Spinozzi. Picked up by Watts. Left side, Morrison loses it to Jardine, who will backhand it off the far boards, and the Steelheads work it out. Over the red line comes Malmquist with some room. Malmquist fires one that's sticked aside and goes behind the net. Boltman centering feed in front. is intercepted there by Asichuk. Backhanded back to neutral ice. It's with Boltman in front of the penalty boxes. Skates free with some space, but he's run off the puck and backhands it to an Allen American over there. Hard hit trying to be leveled by Robbie Holmes in the neutral zone. Just misses his target. And now a whistle and a stoppage of play as we'll head down to you, Brosy. And, look, it was a pretty big win on Sunday, that 6-3 win for the Idaho Steelheads. What more do they need to do to keep things rolling here in downtown Boise?
They just have a lot of positive vibes. That was a big win morally, and that was a fun game, Sunday.
Oh.
For the Steelheads, for the fans. Let's get on the board quick right now.
They tried to go to work there. A right wing shot was saved by Costanini. And Jaden Shields in his own zone plays it rink wide to Chris Dodero. Dodero's backhand bid is lost in the skates of an American, and it comes back once more to Shields and Hershuk. Hershuk backhands it free to McDonnell, takes a hard hit as the Steelheads enter the offensive zone, and it's backhanded free by Spinozzi to neutral ice. Oh, he thought at least. McDonnell centers one for Dodero, leaves it for Holmes. Holmes in between the circles has run off the puck. In the far corner, Holmes puts one in front to Dodero, and back to the corner they go. McDonnell now behind the net, emerging from the trapezoid, gets it out to the left point. Hershuk moves it right side to Shields. Shields' bid is blocked in front. And Maxwell was the one that got a piece as the Americans exit their own zone, take a couple of checks along the boards in the process, and Tefenzi collects below his own goal line and leaves it for Shields. First 3 minutes of action here on a Wednesday between the Allen Americans and the Idaho Steelheads. 0-0 between the two teams, only one shot on goal courtesy of Idaho. Here's number 2 saved by Costantini. Great look in front for the Steelheads, had some space in the slot, but couldn't beat the goaltender that time. Brosy, that was a fun game on Sunday indeed, and I'm not sure I like the start to the game. We talked about that a lot, the fact that Steelheads, they had to be riled up a little bit.
Oh my gosh, Everett Sheen took over. That was a coaching nightmare at the beginning and a dream at the end. It was a well-played game, coached and played. So it was fun, and I'm looking forward to this series.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this one too, as Sedley works it down low. Net almost came off there. Allen still with it below the goal line, comes back out high to Sedley. He puts one on, backdoor deflected wide. Oh, a good chance there for Allen on the back door, but just deflected outside of the post. Sedley at the right side, works one in front, that's blocked aside. And Dodero goes off the boards to his own teammate in Steinmetz, who works it free of the red line. Steinmetz over the right wing side to Ports, gets it back in front, looking for a tip, saved by Costantini. And I, to your point, Brosy, talked to Everett Sheen yesterday, and I asked him, I said, well, what do you usually go to when you try to rally the troops a little bit? And he said, well, I don't like to yell. I don't like to be that aggressive often. But he said, we were just working on some things that we continually had harped on, and we weren't getting the results. He said that we've been talking about the same things for so long, I just kind of lost it. And eventually, the anger coming out of him in that rare moment led the team to that comeback victory.
Absolutely. Controlled anger.
He picked his spots, and he picked the right time for sure. Kanade and Anderson over the left wing side, rimmed around by Kanade over to Miller at the far wall. Below the line once more, it comes back left side for Anderson, who works it down low. And Pearson run off the puck by a couple of Americans there, and Warmoth and Gildon. Steelhead still pressuring on the forecheck, keep the zone for the moment. Kanade with a check on Spinozzi, who now uses the far boards to clear it out. And a man tripped up at the neutral zone. It is Karan who has tripped up, Miller who tripped him, and the Steelheads will go to an early jack-in-the-box penalty kill. Well, we highlighted Jade Miller after that three-point performance on Sunday. 2 goals included in that. Not the start he was looking for, just under 5 minutes in. Here's another look, Brosy. Yeah, just diving for the puck, and man goes down. Pretty simple call there for the referees.
I think if he had touched the puck,
yes,
he would not have been called.
But he just missed it. You're correct. So a power play starts as Hargrove puts one on from the right point, saved by Tefenzi. Comes out to the point again for Hargrove. Down low, it's work for Watts. Behind the line, Morrison out in front, and a one-timer goes wide.
Oh, that was a good chance.
Good chance indeed by Asachuk in front, the 6'6 forward. 90 seconds remain. Steelheads looking for a turnover, and they get it as Anderson's bid goes off of a body and back into the Steelhead zone. It is centered in front where Anderson steals it. Steinmetz was taken down, but Anderson able to clear it all the way. Tumbling down in the defensive zone for Allen was Nick Ports on the forecheck. Now Sedley works it in over the line, rims it all the way around to the left side where Morrison's there. Watts back over to the right, in front for Hargrove, and a deflection wide again by Asachuk. Back up high for Sedley. At the point, fires one on, that's wide too. 1 minute to go on the penalty. Rink wide pass for Hargrove, top of the right circle. Looks to go down low. Puck is deflected, and the Steelheads can't clear. They got a stick on it, but the glove of Sedley kept it in. At the line, Sedley with a one-time blast. That's over the net. Allen Americans firing away right now, but not very accurately. Left side, Watts moves it down low for Morrison. They're looking for the one-timer in front. It comes back to Watts. And down low for Morrison. He backhands it free. In front, Tefenzi makes a left pad save, and the Steelheads get a clear. 25 seconds to go on the penalty to Jade Miller. And the Steelheads surviving the shooting gallery of the Americans so far. Emerging from his own end is Anania. He'll make the drop pass to Crone, who moves it left side, Caron. Over the blue line, Caron with speed. Driven down low by Dodero. Works it all the way back, up high to Anania. Now left wing side, a blast goes wide, and it goes below the goal line, over the stick of Crone, who was looking to clear it on the back door. It comes back to Crone right wing. Here's Caron in the slot, saved by Tefenzi. In the corner, Caron, as the penalty expires, works it to the left side. Americans get a shot on, and the Steelheads exit the zone. Here's Kanade looking for Holmes, but it's knocked down by Crone in the neutral zone. Errant pass here as going to chase that one down is Warmoth. Gildon has it, rink wide back to Anania. Crone will lift this one all the way rink wide into the near corner. First one there, and taking a hard check is Aiden Hershuk. But the Steelheads possess the puck. Over the right side, Shields with an area pass to Malmquist, who chases it down below the line. Couldn't quite get there as the Steelheads create a turnover here, and a shot is on by Wall save. Make that Pelton Bice, excuse me, as it is sent out of play.
Is it a tip or is it penalty?
I believe this is a penalty upcoming. The motion from the referee was that it was straight out. Yeah, that is straight out indeed. Jackson Decker will head to the penalty box with 12:49 to go. And we will step out because of that. We'll be right back after the break with the Steelheads ICCU power play on the other side.
Welcome to Take 5 Oil Change.
Hey, how long will this take? I'm kind of in a rush.
Just 10 minutes.
Get out! 10 minutes?
Just 10 minutes.
Come on, don't play with me.
And you can stay in your car while we do it.
Get out! I can stay in?
And we'll even top off your fluids for free.
Hold on, you said for free?
Yep,
That's $0.
that's right.
Zero dinero.
No money.
Get out.
And we'll check your tire pressure too.
I mean, y'all are like...
A well-oiled machine.
I was gonna go there, but then it felt obvious.
Take 5, the stay in your car 10-minute oil change.
Yeah, definitely. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. See you next week.
Bye.
All right. Thanks. All right. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Back here at Idaho Central Arena, power play time for the Idaho Steelheads on the ICCU power play for the first time tonight. As at the left wing side, our Curry has it. Skated away from McCauley. Back up high, it comes Dodero. Now left side, our Curry, top of the left circle, he fires wide. Mitch Wall collects on the far side, dishes down low where Holmes goes to chase it. Holmes and Chris Dodero pry the puck free. Back up it comes for Charlie, right point. Now trading places with Mitch Wall. Into the slot, through the feet of Dodero. Our Curry fires wide of the blocker. Mitch Wall at the far half wall, works it up high to Charlie. His point shot is deflected high and wide. Our Curry goes to battle there for the puck, and in trying to dig the puck out, he takes a high sticking penalty to end the Steelheads power play. So the Steelheads get 40 seconds of power play time before you see right here for our Curry, just that little swipe on McCauley is enough. And the Steelheads and Americans will go to some 4-on-4 hockey. And, you know, Brosy, some of these penalties are going to get picked up on a little more here because this is our first home game for the Steelheads this season that we have 2 referees available. There are 4 total officials on the ice. It's been 1 referee and 2 linesmen for all the other home games. Tonight, referees Tyler Haskell and Elliot Grauer. So an extra set of eyes down there, and we'll see if that leads to more penalties along the way. One-time blast by Karan is handled at the top of the right circle and collected by Tefenzi to start this 4-on-4 play.
You know, you've seen Tefenzi play more than I have, even on the road. It's like he is now kind of becoming, you know, the goalie that we all want.
Exactly. He's becoming the guy right now. 6'4", 212 pounds. Just a big, as Mitch Wall put it in my chat with him this morning, called him just a big mobile goaltender that so fluidly moves across that crease. And he felt that this organization, being the Steelheads and all the way up to the Dallas Stars, of course, they got a good one in Arno Tefenzi.
Yeah, we've always had really good goaltending.
Pelton Weiss turns the puck over to Karan. Here's a break for Karan, being chased down by Malmquist in between the hash marks to the backhand. Saved by Tefenzi. Right on cue, number 30 comes up with the stop. 4-on-4 continues for another 35 seconds. Pelton Weiss back to Shields as the Steelheads regroup in their own zone. With speed, Caleb Pearson over the right wing side into the offensive zone, stops at the corner. Backhands it up high to Shields, who moves it left to Hershuk. At the point, Hershuk puts one on, and Steinmetz was looking for a tip, but just couldn't grab it. Here's Hershuk firing away, saved by Costantini. Down low again, Hershuk battling for it there alongside Pearson. They lose that battle, but Watts knocks it up to Steinmetz at the point, who keeps it in. Steelheads with it, final few seconds of 4-on-4. Down low it comes for Shields. Shields emerging from the goal line, puts one on wide. And the Steelheads, despite now being down a man for the next 35 seconds, do have the puck in their own zone. Steinmetz, he flubs that pass below the trapezoid. Americans looking for a chance here. A centering pass in front comes right to Caleb Pearson, who sends it all the way down in to the American zone. Final 20 seconds of the penalty to Francesco Arcuri, the high sticking penalty. Steelheads looking to stave off the remaining small portion of this power play here as Crone works it over the red line and into the O-zone. Left wing side, McCauley digs that puck free. Here's Sedley top of the circles, moves it right side, but the Steelheads, Jardine wisely clears it all the way down, leaves a pass for Arcuri, who's out of the box, and first one there. Arcuri pokes it free to Miller, and he leaves it for Kanade. Back to Arcuri on the far side it comes. In that far corner, puts one in front, a centering feed for Miller on the backhand, he spun around. Miller gets it out high to Boltman, and it goes under his stick back to neutral ice as the Steelheads reset. In front of the penalty boxes, Miller knocks the puck in once more, and down low, Costantini grabs it for the Americans. They clear it all the way down. Hargrove will be the first one to it. No icing, gets there before the goal line, and now a puck off the skate of McCauley comes to the Steelheads. Angus McDonnell with a breakaway. McDonnell saved by Costantini. Great look for Angus McDonnell. Puck was loose at the side of the crease for a moment, but he couldn't cash in. Steelhead still with it in the offensive zone. Down low it comes for Robbie Holmes, who can't win a race and grab the puck there. Shields in his own end, plays it up to neutral ice, but turns the puck over. And Blaisdell had to wait to get onside as Asachuk was in the offensive zone. Shields on the backhand, moves it to the left side to Hershuk. Pelton Weiss now with a back pass to Shields. And Shields on the backhand loses that in the skates of Blaisdell. Thankfully, Hershuk was there to pick it up. And now a small chip pass to Cristo Darrow has the Steelheads in once more. 8.5 minutes to go in the first period. Steelheads and Americans tied at 0. Americans looking for a stretch pass there. Maxwell trying to find his man, but just couldn't knock it in. As a chance now below the line. Americans get one out in front. Steelheads working out 2-on-2 though on the turnover. Malmquist in with Wall. He goes rink wide looking for Pelton Weiss, but the Steelheads enter offside. 8:14 to go in period number 1. Steelheads and Americans scoreless from Idaho Central Arena. And we'll be back with more in a moment as the Steelheads still looking for their first goal.
Hey, grab me one too.
Life happens. Lucky for you, the new ICCU Central Plus checking account comes with benefits, including cell phone protection.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
That's right. Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
Another look here at that chance from Angus McInnell in on Costantini.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
It just went wide, Brosy. Nearly got by him, but not enough for the Steelheads as they still chase down their first goal here with 8 minutes to go in period number 1.
We gotta, I'll talk after this play.
We'll get to the play with Karan and Crone into the offensive end. Crone goes tumbling into Tefenzi after the rink-wide pass. Steelheads get it back to neutral ice. And Tefenzi gets up to his skates now and looks to be no worse for wear. That's the best sign for the Steelheads and the biggest news of that play. 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go in period number 1. And working out of his own end here for the Americans is Spinozzi. This time he sends it all the way up and all the way out.
We have to have a shot of Matt Register on the bench. He's an assistant coach now. He's in a tie. I haven't seen Matt Register in a tie in 5 years. So sometime today.
Comes with the territory, I suppose, right? Yeah.
Oh, he looks cool.
Behind the bench. He's looking slick down there, of course. He's toward the end of the Americans bench, right by where the tunnel is. As the Americans win that neutral zone faceoff, and Sedley bangs the puck back into the offensive zone. Watts with it in the far half wall. Works it down low for Asachuk, and he plays it further to Morrison. Morrison shaking free of Steinmetz. His centering bid was picked off by the Steelheads, but now it's worked back out high to Sedley. Right side, Watts puts one on. Left pad saved by Tefenzi. In the corner they battle. It's back to Watts and up high to Sedley once more. Really working that right side in this possession. Now it comes to Steinmetz as the Steelheads generate the turnover. Porch with the centering feed, turns it over himself, and a 2-on-1 break if the Americans hurry. Over the left wing side, Blaisdell fires wide. Good play by Boltman to recover there. Down low, Asachuk finds Blaisdell below that line. Anania with it, looking for the one-timer for Watts, who fans on it. Boltman up the near boards. His stretch pass is off a man, but right to Nick Porch. Porch shoots one on, right pad save. Some good looks for the Steelheads, despite some interesting bounces in the neutral zone over the last few minutes. But the Steelheads have generated some quality scoring chances to this point. They just haven't been able to cash in.
Pretty fast period, though.
Indeed. Only 6 minutes to go in the first period as Hargrove tries to work that puck down low, but he can't get it around the Steelheads' cluster of players in front. As now a puck is lifted to center, and Pearson wins the battle 1 versus 3. Steelheads into the offensive zone. They can't get it by the cluster of Americans there who were all together at the top of the zone. Hargrove on the backhand, switches forehand, shoots, and a save by Tefenzi on a hard shot from Hargrove in the right wing circle. Players collecting near the crease there. As for our radio audience over on KTIK, we will take our final break of period number 1. We'll step aside and we'll be back with the conclusion of the period over on the radio side on KTIK. Here's another look for those of you still tuned in to the shot there by Hargrove and all that came with it. As these two teams, they're pretty familiar with each other. You take a look at the all-time series there, Brosy. I mean, 42 wins to 19 losses, 5 ties for the Idaho Steelheads. And you look at the record in Boise, too. 27-7-3. It's not often that this Steelheads team struggles in this building, particularly against Allen.
Well, even this year, 7-6, 1-0.
They're rolling along. There's your boy, Reggie. There he is.
There's a guy.
Matt Register in the tie on the bench. It is now documented for the history books for you, bros. Looking good indeed down there. Of course, not playing. He's kind of in that, as you said, that hybrid player coach role that he's a do-everything kind of guy for Allen right now. So today, that's coaching.
Pretty much a Boise resident, too.
Where does his heart where does his heart lie then? This must be a tough one for him.
Oh, no.
He wants to win.
He's an American right now.
Yeah.
He's all red now, but he was all silver.
Well, the red and the silver are back on the ice as an offensive zone draw is upcoming for Michael Gildon in the right wing circle against Jade Miller. Miller wins it back to Dodero, and up the right side, Pearson sends one in where Kanade will give chase. Behind the goal line, the Americans looking to get free of that forecheck from the Steelheads, but can't do so. Here's Kanade feeding in front of Pearson. Right pad saved by Costantini. Not even sure Pearson got a whole lot on that one. It might have just deflected off of something, but it was a save that needed to be made by Costantini. Rink-wide pass as Pearson is taken down in the offensive zone. No call there. Americans over the red line the other way. Rink-wide pass goes just wide of the right post, right by Tefenzi as the Steelheads press a couple of men to the boards in that trapezoid. Gildon and Crone battling there for Allen. Dodero, Miller, Jardine digging free for the Steelheads. Crone knocked down in that scrum. Puck is still pinned against the boards, and now Allen pries it free to Simmons Fisher. Gets one down low, and a couple of players will whack at that one. Allen trying to get it by Tefenzi, but he hops on it in the crease and comes up with the save.
Boy, that was a scrum.
Indeed, that one took a while. I don't know if you could tell, Brosy. I went down and got a sandwich real quick. There's the end result of all that. Tefenzi with the left catching glove. Hops on top of it just outside the blue paint. Back we go with an offensive zone draw for Allen in the right wing circle with just under 5 minutes to go in period number 1. It is one back, and a one-time blast is saved again by Tefenzi. That time, Warmouth with the opportunity from the blue line.
I got the best seat in the house with Miller and Crone going at it. Yeah. Both of those guys love to talk to each when they were Steelheads, but now I think we're just going to hear them, banter back and forth.
Yeah, I suspect that's the case as Tefenzi makes another save on a bit of a deja vu play there. I would suggest getting a mic on those guys, but I'm sure the FCC would be knocking at our door rather quickly given what's being said down there. So,
well, Coach Sheenan didn't like what he was seeing on the faceoff, so he sent Miller right back out there.
Morrison dishes it off to the point, and a shot comes on. Tefenzi makes the save. Spinozzi had the chance up high, left wing circle. That one flutters up and out of play on the one-timer from Watts.
Now we're seeing some stoppage.
We jinxed it, Brosy. It always ends up like that. You try to acknowledge it. You do your due diligence and your duty as a broadcaster to, point out what's going on, and then it goes the other way. It's just how it goes. Had about 4 or 5 whistles in succession here as here's a blast by Spinozzi, blockered aside by Tefenzi. And now the Steelheads get it to neutral ice. That's a welcome sight for Idaho. And we can once again turn our necks to the left as Spinozzi has the puck out of his own end. Here it comes into the O-zone once more. Asachuk into the middle for Watts. He fires, but Boltman got a stick on it and knocked it wide. Boltman and Chris Dodero pressing that puck against the boards. Morrison trying to free it, working around one man. Can he work around the second? Well, he's trying his best to get around Boltman, but the loose puck eventually just came on and dribbled over to Arno Tefenzi to make the stop.
I think it's been in our zone for about a minute and a half with stoppage.
Yeah, it's a lot of action down there on that end. The fans are certainly getting their money's worth on that end of the ice right now. Shots right now for the Americans, 15-10 they're leading. It was at one point 10-10, so the last 5 to Allen. rimmed around the near boards. Malmquist looking for Wall over the red line, just misses him, but not enough for icing as Sedley has it. Skates free of the check of Wall. Sedley in his own zone will just loft this one out, and Blaisdell can't get around Shields. Good defensive play by Shields there as he narrowly avoids his D partner Hershuk, and the Steelheads break out with Malmquist on the left wing side. He stops, he spins, he's taken down, no call. Malmquist taken down in the left wing circle. There to be some contact there. He was certainly hoping for it, but the Steelheads and Americans play on. Rink-wide pass, Anania spins free of a check there. And in the offensive zone, it is kept in by the Americans. Blaisdell, bottom of the left circle, centers one in front, blocked in front by the Steelheads. Had a cluster of guys there once more.
I don't know if that shot got through.
I don't think so. I don't think it did. A few of the Steelheads were in front of Tefenzi, and somebody got a body on it in front. Back in their own end of the Americans. 3 minutes to go in period number 1. Steelheads and Americans tied at 0 as they're going to take their sweet time getting a change here. Karan up the right wing side loses it. Jardine thought about sending it in, but Steinmetz was the first to the puck. In front of the American bench now, it is moved D to D over to the left side to Anania. Just gains that red line and wheels it all the way in. Nice stop there by Tefenzi in the trapezoid. Make life a little bit easier for his defenseman Dodero, but Dodero can't get that one by Crone. He'll have to go back once more and collect the puck. Another keep in here by the Americans. Now comes to center ice as Gildon has it in front of his own bench, moving it to the middle to Karan. An attempt was gloved down by Dodero. Man held into the zone was Nick Ports. And on the forecheck, the Steelheads will try to get the puck, but again, Costantini frees it up the ice. Gildon taken down, no call there. Steelheads back with it in between the hash marks in their own end. Off the near boards, it's sent. Arcuri misses it. It goes all the way down, and it will not be an icing because of a deflection. 2 minutes to go in the first period. Still 0-0. Little head fake there by Simmons Fisher as the Americans now get it rink wide in front of their bench. Asachuk can't exactly work free, but he gets it to Morrison. Now a turnover created by Pearson. Left wing side, Caleb Pearson with some space. He shoots, glove save, rebound, score! Caleb Pearson with the second effort gives us the icebreaker from Idaho Central Arena.
Yeah, just keep crashing that net.
Never a bad idea indeed, Brosy. Let's take another look. Lost in the gear for Costantini. Yep, and there's number 8, ready to cash in right away. How about that effort from Caleb Pearson as Pearson picks up his 4th goal of the season. Nothing Steelheads with 90 seconds to go in the frame. The first period has not been kind to the Steelheads this season. Coming into tonight, they had been outscored 23-10 in the opening period across their first 14 games. And that's a welcome sight, Rosie. That's
I just love it when the fans get into it and get the first goal for the Steelheads. First goal of that game. First goal, it came late in the period, but that's even better.
Better late than never, right, for the Idaho Steelheads. They'll take whatever they can get, and they'll take the 1-0 lead for sure as we are drifting toward the final minute of period 1. Puck is sent in by Simmons Fisher. Down low, Boltman collects it and rims it all the way around the far side. Out to neutral ice. There to gather it is Hargrove, the captain of this American squad, leaving it back for his defenseman. Simmons Fisher gets it to McCauley. McCauley spinning around a few checks, but loses it to neutral ice. McDonnell trying to win a race into the O-zone, but it's knocked free by Blaisdell. Back to neutral ice. Another turnover here, though. Steelheads have it. Oh, narrowly over the line, but Blaisdell once more gets it back to neutral ice. Shields will send one in. Blocker to side by Costantini. Here's a shot by Hershuk. Loose puck in the crease. Steelheads prying for it, and now in the blue paint, Costantini makes the save. And some more extracurricular activities in front with just about 27 seconds to go in the opening period. The blast there by Hershuk, just creating some chaos in front. And especially, Brosy, you never know. Get something on after Costantini lost that first one to Pearson. You never know what you might find.
I like seeing that big body. Robbie Holmes going to the net.
6'2". That's where he belongs, right? Right in front, screening, getting those tips, getting into those dirty areas. He's been so great there this season. 5 points overall for Robbie Holmes as he takes this draw, wins it back to Dodero. Left for Jardine. Dodero gets it back at the left wing circle. Holmes now digs that puck free at the left point. 20 seconds to go in the period. Down low it comes to Dodero. Centering pass in front misses McDonnell. And out come the Americans over the left wing side. Now rink wide to Spinozzi. In the bottom of the right circle with 8 seconds. He centers one in front. A rebound comes on to Fenzi, who makes the save. And a couple of more chances are stopped there. Another one comes into the crease. Puck is still loose. And they score. But where was the clock? The official pointed into the back of the net, indicating a goal for the Allen Americans. They are celebrating as if they scored, but I suspect that we will have to get a second look at this one at the very least, as the Americans just sent a puck in front. It came to the right of Tefenzi, and as he was going to grab it, the puck was still knocked loose, and well, some chaos the other way results in a potential goal here for the Americans. As you see the conversation being had there between Tyler Haskell, Elliot Grauer.
I never saw the red light go on. I saw the green.
Well, we get so many good looks in this building at where that puck may have ended up. I suspect we'll get a definitive one at some point, and hopefully it is in the Steelheads' favor. Remember, the puck has to cross the red line in its entirety. This is going to be your best look here. Is that puck all the way over the line? Now, we don't have the clock there. Obviously, it's in, right? It's in, but when does it go in is the time that we'll be looking at here. Tefenzi just missing it, and what a contortionist effort there. And you see at the top of your screen, 0.8. Yeah, that is going to be a goal. You can see it go into the back of the net with at least 0.4, half a second, if you will, left in the first period. So all indications are is that we will end this first period tied at 1 as the officials continue to look on the far side. Again, Elliot Grauer, Tyler Haskell are two referees tonight. Linesman Joshua Burkhart, Dominic Valentine. But Rosie, this one seems pretty clear, unfortunately, for the Steelheads. A couple of veterans in Charlie Dodero, Sam Jardine, the defense pair, chatting about this one. Let's take another look at this one. Just a loose puck in front. Right there, Tefenzi goes to grab it, and that skate of Blaisdell just gets right under his glove, as then in between his own legs pretty much, he just backhands it in and through. And by the prior look that we had that included the clock, it seems to be this will be a goal. No goal. Okay. Oh, perhaps some goaltender interference or something we weren't privy of, but the puck was certainly in the net. Of course, Blaisdell was in the crease. He was right on top of Tefenzi, and you know, I figured at first they would review the timing, but it seems they have reviewed it. That little kick over the glove of Tefenzi was enough, and no goal on the ice. So the end of the first period, Steelheads 1, American 0. Back with more on the other side of the break from Idaho Central Arena. Jumped the gun a little bit there. Everyone started heading toward the bench and toward the tunnel. But everyone's holding on now. What's going on? Are we officially going? I think we are, maybe. And now it does look like everyone's clearing out. That will end the first period indeed. We will be back with you in just a moment as the official end of the first period has arrived, and we'll be back with an interview with Rosie, and we expect Robbie Holmes downstairs in just a moment.
We're just the bestest of friends. Some say we're attached at the hip. You pick me up, we run around, hang
all set.
Wow, thank you.
You bet.
Kendall, let's start something great.
Hey, grab me one too.
Check, check, 1, 2, 3, check, check.
I've always wanted to do that.
Wanted to do that! Next round on me.
KTVB Plus is your destination for all things Idaho. Get live breaking news, catch up on newscasts,
To what's in the news
get
today.
your local sports fill,
Welcome on into Bronco Roundup.
your first alert weather
Able to
forecast,
get out and enjoy the sunshine.
watch special programming, and so much more.
Oh, this is fun.
With KTVB Plus, watch anytime on your schedule, all for free. It's live, it's local, and it's streaming right now. Download the KTVB Plus app for free on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV today.
Right outside the Steelheads locker room with big number 32, Robbie Holmes from Sherwood Park.
Yeah.
And that's really kind of Edmonton, isn't it?
Yeah, just outside Edmonton there, just suburb, yeah.
You know, and you played your little kid hockey in, outside of Edmonton?
Yeah, I played in New Strep to start with, and then Beaumont Sherwood Park to finish it off. Then I went the junior route after, so yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to read this to you, right?
Sure.
So you played for the juniors for the Regina Pats and the Everett Silvertips in the WHL 6 seasons, and then 4 seasons in college hockey, and 1 game in the ECHL with Kansas City, and they call you a rookie.
Yeah, I've been around for a little bit, older rookie, I guess, in this league, but happy to get my feet wet here in Boise.
That's a lot of games in the WHL. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was a great experience playing in Regina and Everett, 2 great franchises there. We went to the Mem Cup and the Final in Regina, so those are great memories to have for the rest of my life.
So, family coming down at all, or?
Yeah, I actually got my mom coming in tomorrow night for the weekend, so it'll be good to see her. I haven't seen her since I took off here, but it'll be good to spend some time with her too.
How's Boise treating you? I mean, do you know a few of the guys in the locker room, or have you played with some of them?
I actually...
In passing?
I maybe played against a couple of guys before, but no, everybody's new to me, so just getting to know the guys right now and see where I fit in the locker room here.
So what do you just like to just hang out in front of the net and just grind for your goals? We're talking with Robbie Holmes right now.
Yeah, that's where I think I find a lot of my goals. It's a tough areas to go, especially with my bigger body. I think I can use my size in that area, and I'm just going to keep doing it.
What surprised you most about Boise?
I'd have to say the fan base. The fans have been awesome here. We got great support every night. You know, the barn's filled up pretty good. Yeah, and it just super friendly people, so I'm really happy to be here.
You know what? Because of your status as a rookie, I'm not even going to play a trivia contest with you. You know, but I do have a certificate. James has one from the Twin Peaks.
Okay.
And Robbie Holmes, continued success.
Okay,
Thank you for.
it. Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, back to you, Justin.
Well, how about that with Robbie Holmes and Mark Bros downstairs? A fun little chat there, getting a little bit about Robbie, who was in and out of the lineup over the past few games, but he's back in, of course, for today's contest. And as we talked about in that first period, already making a pretty strong impact for the Idaho Steelheads. Let's take a look at some of the numbers from the first period, see where things kind of shook out between these two teams. And you look at that first period summary, Idaho with a 1-0 lead. Shot advantage in favor of the Steelheads as well, 17-14. Now, the power plays are a little tricky there. The Steelheads only had 40 seconds of power play time before it was cut short. Allen Americans, of course, the recipient of one of those other truncated power plays on the tail end, but they also had a full one of their own that they couldn't score on, as these two teams in a narrow 1-0 game after the first period of play. And let's take a look at the highlights from the first period, kind of dive into them a little bit, as, well, there were some antics in the final few moments, and starting with this, Caleb Pearson, late in the first period, well, he gets this one just by Costantini, and he cashes in with the rebound, and you take a look at that right there, loose in the crease, Pearson cashing in. That's what you like to see if you're the Idaho Steelheads, but Arno Tefenzi on the other end with some strong saves as well. Left pad save on a breakaway from Thomas Caron, no problem there, and then he was the recipient of a lot of pucks on net in that first period, especially right off of face-offs. This a good chance from Hargrove in the right wing circle, and Arno Tefenzi was ready for pretty much everything that came his way in that first period. As you look at more of this to come here, this was the goal that was disallowed. This puck, from our view, did cross the line with about half a second to go, but then you get into did he knock his glove away? Is there goalie interference? What is that? You know, where do you actually go with that? The Steelheads, well, regardless of what the actual reason was, they'll take the decision as it was. A 1-0 lead for the Steelheads when they thought it could be a 1-1 tie heading into the first intermission. Steelheads will be happy with that outcome, and they'll be happy to hopefully add on to their lead coming up in the middle frame, and we'll see if the Steelheads can find some more offense in the middle 20. We talked about their first period struggles. They're much better in the second period. They only have a -1 goal differential in second periods this season, so we'll see if they can get off and running, extend their lead, and run away from the Americans in the middle 20 here from downtown Boise. We'll step aside, and when we come back from the broadcast booth, we'll have some more intermission stats and numbers and all that goodness for you from Idaho Central Arena between the Steelheads and the Americans.
This is not a blue moon. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. A blue moon isn't a blue moon without a fresh orange.
Fred Meyer always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Fred Meyer app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
80 years. That's a lot of stories. Stories of first steps and first checkups. Of an Idaho invention that opened up new terrain. Of fishtails and dad jokes. Of frozen potatoes. As Idaho's first health insurer, Blue Cross of Idaho was there for you then. We're here for you now, and we'll be there for every story to come.
Nestled in downtown Boise, Anthony's is more than just a restaurant, it's an experience. Their commitment to quality is unmatched. Their own seafood company works directly with fishermen and farmers to ensure the finest food arrives at the table bursting with flavor. And don't forget about oysters from the pristine waters of Puget Sound that pair perfectly with a crisp wine or martini. Don't wait. Dive into Boise's best seafood. Reserve your table at anthonys.com and park for free in the Simplot Garage.
We're relaunching our Papa Murphy's My Slice Rewards program with a big thank you. A $1 medium one-topping pizza for all current and new rewards members. That's one of these for one of these. It's never been easier or quicker to earn free Papa Murphy's than with our new and improved My Slice Rewards, where you'll earn points for every pizza purchased. As your points stack up, you'll see just how close you are to your next delicious reward. Whether you're already a member or just joining today, get your $1 medium take-and-bake pizza. Available for a limited time only.
Welcome back inside Idaho Central Arena as we check back in with you after the first period of play between the Idaho Steelheads and the Allen Americans. Steelheads with a 1-0 lead over Allen, and with the first 20 minutes in the books, the Steelheads are hoping that they can just build and build and build on the lead that they have after 20 minutes of play. Before we kick things off, a few thank yous to hand out. First, Pepsi. It's always better with Pepsi, the official soft drink of the Idaho Steelheads. Coors Light, cold as the Rockies. Choose chill. And Idaho Central Credit Union, helping members achieve financial success, as we speak to you from the Idaho Central Credit Union First Intermission Report. Steelheads up 1-0 on the Allen Americans, and as we documented, the goal that we thought was going to be allowed ends up being waved off by Harrison Blaisdell, who in the crease backhanded it through his own legs after some chaotic sequences in front of Arno Tefenzi. He got the goal, we thought, with about half a second to go. Timing-wise, it looked good on our end. Of course, you don't know what the officials down there have to work with. Referees, again, Tyler Haskell and Elliot Grauer, so they're doing the best they can to piece together the looks that they have from downstairs. Also an element potentially of some goalie interference. You never know. Tefenzi went to make that save, and Blaisdell was essentially in his lap and knocked away his glove as he went to cover it in the crease. So whatever the reason was, the result is in favor of the Steelheads, and they're certainly happy about that as they take a 1-0 lead into the first intermission. Taking a look at some other scores around the ECHL today, a pretty light Wednesday schedule, all things considered. Steelheads and Americans, only two teams in the mountain that are actually taking part in some games today as well. But elsewhere, you had Trois-Rivières with a 5-2 win over Norfolk. Bloomington in Indy taking a 4-1 victory there. Final 90 seconds of play between the Florida Everblades and the South Carolina Stingrays, as it is now just gone final, it looks like, as they have updated the web page. Florida 3, South Carolina 1. 15 minutes to go from Iowa. Kalamazoo with a 2-1 lead there. And that is all the other action across the ECHL today. Again, a pretty light midweek slate between all the teams in the league, and the only two teams in the mountain taking part in action tonight are right here in the broadcast you're listening to, so not too bad. And you're all caught up on the Mountain Division right now. Steelheads could potentially get as high as first in a tie for first with Tahoe if they get 2 points tonight. Allen Americans, of course, looking to dig themselves out of last place, as they right now have just 10 points to their name. We will step aside, and when we come back to Idaho Central Arena, it is second period time between the Steelheads and the Americans, as the Steelheads have a 1-0 lead after one. The second period on the other side of the break.
Every day, we lose 22 of our nation's veterans to suicide. The battle for their mental health doesn't end when they return home. These are the heroes that fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs, to help them breathe, to heal, and to find peace again. We believe that nature gives the freedom to heal. At Fireside Pine, our clothing is American-made, veteran-owned, and every purchase helps nonprofit organizations dedicated to veteran mental health. Together, we can give veterans the freedom to heal. Now open at the Village in Meridian.
When you need an electrician, you go with the pros. When you need a haircut, you go with the pros. When it comes to heating, cooling, and plumbing, go with the pros at YMC Mechanical. Let YMC protect you and your family with an air scrubber, effectively used in the International Space Station, Ground Zero Museum, hotel chains, and hospitals. Get it attached directly to your home heating and cooling system. Call today for a $100 discount. Go with the pros at YMC Mechanical and keep your home air cleaner 24/7.
Every drop in Crater Lake comes from above, inspiration in its purest form. At Crater Lake Spirits, we call it the spirit of adventure, where every piece of the journey is there for a reason, like in each bottle of our flagship vodka. Distilled from corn, filtered through crushed lava rock and charcoal, it combines the pure taste of Cascade Mountain water with a hint of vanilla on the finish. Find your adventure and embrace it. Vodka, as it's meant to be, from Crater Lake Spirits, the spirit of adventure.
Our pets are always there for us, like family. We want to take the best care of them. Dogs and cats exposed to secondhand smoke are more likely to get cancer. Your pet doesn't have a choice, but you do. Whenever you decide to quit smoking or vaping, we'll be there to support you. You decide when, we'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
KTVB Plus is your destination for all things Idaho. Get live breaking news, catch up on newscasts,
To what's in the news
get
today.
your local sports fill,
Welcome on into Bronco Roundup.
your first alert weather
Able to
forecast,
get out and enjoy the sunshine.
watch special programming, and so much more.
Oh, this is fun.
With KTVB Plus, watch anytime on your schedule, all for free. It's live, it's local, and it's streaming right now. Download the KTVB Plus app for free on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV today.
Ready for the second period from downtown Boise. The Idaho Steelheads leading the Allen Americans 1-0 after the first 20 minutes of play here from Idaho Central Arena. Shots on goal 17-15 for Allen as the Steelheads carry the 1-0 lead thanks to a goal that was waved off in the final moments of the first period. And the Steelheads, well, they'll take that one. They'll take the 1-0 lead, and they'll be happy with what they've got going here. Justin Russo, Mark Brose downstairs here with you. And Brosey, well, we'll take the call at the end of the period. Steelheads looking to build on their lead.
Yeah, that was pretty confusing. I mean, goalie interference. You never really. I didn't hear the call. Did the referee ever say goalie interference?
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah,
that was an assumption on my part.
Yeah, and I asked the linesman, and I said, hey, we're on camera. You want to smile? Photogs never smile at themselves. So anyway, I had to have an explanation, and it was goalie interference, and we're winning 1-0.
All right, that checks out for me. That works for me. That's what I suspected right after we took a few looks at it, but that is the call at the end of the day. So we're underway in the second period. Steelheads with that 1-0 lead still after the goal waved off that Harrison Blaisdell, thought he would have. And the Americans still with nothing on the board to this point as the Steelheads moving left to right, chip it into the O zone. Back to retrieve is Sedley, and a hard hit laid there by the Steelheads forechecker. That was Pearson. Pearson and Kanade in that far corner trying to grab the puck for Idaho. Now they get a loose puck, but it's turned over where Crone can spin around and send it all the way out to the offensive end. Perron chases down, trying to lay a check on Boltman, but Boltman dodges him in that near corner. Out in front of his own net, Anderson backhands it free to Miller, who just shakes free of the back checker to move it to Kanade. Right wing side, Pearson fires on, save. Anderson with a second look, puts it high and wide. Another shot loose in the crease, and Pearson's bid the second time unable to get by Costantini. Good looks there for the Steelheads early on. That initial shot by Pearson, almost that kind of pass off the pad situation where you're looking for the guy at the other end of the ice. And it goes right to Anderson, but he just misses his spot. Steelheads win the offensive draw. Anderson puts one on, save by Costantini. Some high volume shooting in this game to this point. And right now, Costantini with 16 saves on the board. I believe 17's coming with that one. Arno Tefenzi with 17 himself. Has stopped all the shots he's seen from the Americans. Near half wall, comes out to Boltman, offensive zone end for the Steelheads. Anderson puts one on, didn't have a screener in front, and Costantini saw that one all the way to grab it out of the air. Once again, we go whistle to whistle. This time early in the period, just over a minute into the second. Steelheads with a 1-0 lead. Line change for the Americans as they send a new crew out there. Hargrove will take this face-off opposite Pelton Bice. It is one to the wall where Mitch Wall has it, and he works it down low for Pelton Bice in the trapezoid. Ty gets free of one man, skates up to the next in McCauley, and McCauley separates him from the puck as it is played in the near corner a couple times. Now free in the trapezoid and up the right wing side to Blaisdell. Stretch pass is intercepted by the Steelheads. They have it back over the red line. Pelton Bice over to Malmquist. Left wing circle, he shoots wide. Rimmed all the way around, back for Malmquist once more. Has it on the forehand, works it up high. Hershuk over to Anderson now at the right point. And a pass in front behind the play. Malmquist puts one on, and he just misses his spot. It is worked into the ozone McCauley. He sends one wide to the glove of Tefenzi. Mitch Wall there, pokes it free further to Pelton Bice. On the backhand, Pelton Bice and Wall lose the puck. Off of the end boards it comes on the far side and picked up there by Asichuk. Can't work his way around Shields though. Great defensive play by Shields. In the trapezoid, puck is worked free to the right half wall. Sent on and wide. Now at the left half wall. Mitch Wall takes a check, but he gets the puck out to neutral ice and eventually all the way down into the American zone.
I hope we take advantage of this good start.
See if they can get another one, yeah.
It's been all Steelhead.
Here they create another turnover and they shoot wide. Nick Ports with that chance from the left slot. Steinmetz working it down low for Ports once more. And Ports, who is trying to go to the point to Hershuk, just misses Aiden. Aiden will have to come out to neutral ice. Steelheads reset, get back on side. Here's Ports with the puck in the bottom of the right corner. Down low for Arcuri, he gets it back in the trapezoid. Far corner, Arcuri and Ports playing with the puck there. And up high it comes. Jardine will have to collect it, but out of the zone. Rimmed in once more. Arcuri chasing down on the forecheck. Stolen by Steinmetz at the far half wall. Loses it right away, though, as the Americans, looking for a stretch pass, now thinking that might have some space, was Costantini. And that is Anthony Costantini, by the way, not the goaltender, skating out all the way out into neutral ice. We didn't expect Anthony to be in the lineup today, but it is very evident that he is in the lineup today. Number 22 wearing red for the Allen Americans. Down low it comes for Tefenzi. He'll just stick it back up the ice from which it came. Dodero, looking rink wide for McInerney.
Oh,
that was knocked into the ozone.
Yeah, that was sent with a purpose. Charlie can always
here's
send
a play
some
from the point,
good chip shots.
Good sticks by the Americans preventing that chance. Steelhead still with it in the offensive end. Chris Dodero is separated from the puck, and down low, Anania. His stretch pass is just wide of Hargrove. It allows Tefenzi to play it up the far wall. Kept in there by Sedley. He moves it left side, Anania. Left wing circle, back in front. A puck is loose. Anania has it. He shoots on save on the short side by Tefenzi. Comes up to the point, still kept in by the Americans. Down low, it's worked for Hargrove. Taken to the ice hard there. Charlie Dodero with the hit. Allen still with it in that near corner. Down low, Hargrove works it up high. Anania over to the right side, and a shot goes on. Oh, looking for a backdoor tip. That might have went off of a Steelhead skate. It was Warmoth with the shot. Kept in once more. Here's Crone dancing around at the blue line. Finally loses the puck, and hold on here. They say a whistle for too many men on the ice for Idaho. There was a change going. Nick Kanade was fresh off the bench and picked up the puck. And it looks like they're going to get the Steelheads for a penalty here. Now they're talking about it first. They haven't officially made the signal yet. But the puck was played up to the Steelhead bench. And Nick Kanade was near the offensive blue line. Immediately you saw Everett Sheen and all the Steelheads gesturing, saying, no. Our guys were off. Kanade was on. We're fine. But we'll see what the conversation's like right here. Skating back to each bench, and it looks like a neutral zone face-off, so no penalty upcoming to the Steelheads here. Well, we'll dodge that bullet, and they'll certainly take that one.
Boy, that's a fiery coach right there. You know his reputation.
Oh, yeah.
There's a good shot of the man.
Pretty
Steve Martin.
Relatively calm, I guess. He's not happy, but all things considered. You saw Tyler Haskell talking to Everett Sheen down there, and it looks like Haskell gesturing toward himself saying, that's my bad, that's my bad. And so, hey, look, you respect the honesty there. Made the mistake, corrected it, and we're about to get back underway with a face-off in front of the Steelhead bench. The Miller, Pearson, and Kanade line is out for Idaho.
He stepped away from coaching for a little bit, Martinson, I thought. And
back now.
He's back.
Back in a big way as this Americans team that missed the postseason last year is looking to get back to some of the heights they once reached. Right now, their task is to go through this Steelhead squad that already has a 1-0 lead. Here's Pearson ripping one on. That's blocked in front by Spinozzi. Warmoth in the trapezoid. Crone plays it there, but loses it momentarily to Kanade. Up the wall it comes. Americans trouble getting out of their own end. They finally have some free ice. Up that right wing side, it's sent on in and blockered aside on the shot from Gildon. Up the right side, Warmoth at the point. Keeps the line, sends it down low for Caron. Caron and Crone in the near corner. Crone at the half wall, moves it down low, rims it all the way around to the right side for Warmoth. On his forehand, he's taken to the boards by Miller, and Boltman lays a check on Caron. Puck is free now for Kanade below the line. He turns it over up high to Gildon. Gildon waits and shoots, saved by Tefenzi. Up high it comes once more to Warmoth. Down low, looking for a tip from Crone and wide. Gildon down low for Crone once more in the trapezoid. Boltman with a nice play there to separate him from the puck, but he's got help with Caron. And now Pearson trying to grab that puck, was nearly taken down by his own man there in Boltman, but the Steelheads get it out of the defensive end. Here's Pearson, right wing circle, drifting down low in the trapezoid. Wraparound attempt is just wide. Getting that right pad over was Costantini. 6.5 minutes into the second period. Idaho 1, Allen 0. At the red line, a rink-wide pass comes to Asachuk. He leaves it back for Morrison, and he centers one in front, but it is intercepted by the Steelheads, and Pelton Bice has it. He's with Malmquist and Wall. Pelton Bice dishes it on down low. Malmquist in the near corner, centers for Pelton Bice to the forehand! Save made by Costantini. Oh boy, Ty Pelton Bice was so close to his second goal of the season, and somehow Costantini comes up with the stop. Just over 13 minutes to go in the second period. We'll step aside as the frustration for Ty Pelton Bice boils over. Steelhead still with just a 1-0 lead.
Fred Meyer always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Fred Meyer app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. And earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
80 years. That's a lot of stories. Stories of first steps and first checkups. Of an Idaho invention that opened up new terrain. Of fishtails and dad jokes. Of frozen potatoes. As Idaho's first health insurer, Blue Cross of Idaho was there for you then. We're here for you now, and we'll be there for every story to come.
Steelheads up 1-0 on the Allen Americans. 13 minutes to go in the second period, and the man you see in the middle of your screen, Ty Pelton Bice, just had perhaps the best chance of the game between both teams, but couldn't find a way past Marco Costantini. Justin Russo and Mark Rose here with you as we're approaching the midway point of the period and the game. And the Steelheads right now looking to build their lead after Caleb Pearson got them on the board with his 4th of the season back in period number 1. Shields is the first to a puck in his own end. It's turned over now, and down low it's worked. Asachuk couldn't grab that one. He's sent off the puck by Shields. Allen still has it in the offensive zone. Now they turn it over, and it doesn't quite come out of the line. Malmquist couldn't play it over the blue. Morrison down low for Watts in that far corner. Being handled there by Shields. Off of the skate of Pelton Bice at the far half wall. The Americans get it back once more. Looking to go low to high. It's in the skates of Malmquist and dug at the side of the crease, but Tefenzi just sticks the glove down there and comes up with the stop. So, Brosey, the period was a fast start for the Steelheads. They've got their looks, but they still just can't quite get that next goal.
Yeah, I thought Pelkis, he doesn't miss too many of those.
Not at all. Led this team with 61 points last year. 2 points in 5 games this year so far after serving that 9-game suspension. He's back in action as McCauley's back on the ice for the Americans. He tries a centering feed. That one's knocked aside. And at the point, losing the puck was Sedley. Arcuri and Ports have it for the Steelheads. Here's Arcuri at the right wing side. He puts one on, left pad save. At the far corner, Blaisdell frees the puck for Hargrove with some speed over the offensive blue line. Hargrove shakes the body off. Now at the far corner, run to the boards by Dodero. Puck is picked up by McGauley. And a backhander sent in front, saved by Tefenzi. Puck is still loose. Second chance, save. Blaisdell. And another one in front. It's still free. Anania below the goal line.
Man,
down low, and a sharp angle shot is saved once more. We'll get to you in a sec, Rose. There you go. You got a second to breathe.
Charlie's paying the price in the front of the net.
Just all the way down low, just selling out. Let's take another look at this sequence here. I mean, down on the ice, you see Dodero there just, oh, where am I going? There, get a stick on that one. Yep, spin around. What can I do here? Just doing anything. Oh, took a hard cross check too.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I missed that on the first replay. I just saw him down on the ice. Yeah, that's laying it all out there for sure. Nobody in the box, despite some of the actions in front of the net. So we play on at 5-on-5 for the moment. Offensive zone draw coming for Allen with 11.5 to go in the second period. Steelheads up 1-0. Robbie Holmes to take this face-off opposite of Gildon.
Hey, don't kick Robbie out.
Yeah, come on. He's a good guy. He didn't mean it. Chris Dodero will take it instead. It's one back. Spinozzi has it at the left point. Left side for Crone. His shot was blocked in front by his own man, Gildon. At that far corner, Gildon pressed to the boards by Anderson. Here's Caron with it, moving rink wide, but intercepted by Holmes. Holmes off the near boards, looking to get a chip and chase for Boltman, but it's turned over. Here's Gildon. He's in the zone with Crone. Holmes runs him right to the boards and stops that breakout. Steelheads get the puck back, but they turn it over to Crone once more, and now Holmes officially has it for Idaho out of the zone. Holmes in the own offensive zone, but he is in with his teammates offside. And a 3-on-2, 3-on-3 break potentially there for the Steelheads is whistled and blown dead.
Just a zig, and everybody thought they were going to zag.
Chris Dodero, you could tell, was ready to enter the zone, and it's always that very fine margin. You want to make that play and cut into the middle, but you got to communicate, and you got to make sure your guys are in onside at the end of the day.
I don't know if you heard a lot of my interview, but, you know, calling him a rookie.
As the puck goes out of play. Yeah, I was watching the interview, and it is impressive when you list off all the places he's been and the games he's played. You're thinking, okay, this is technically a rookie, I guess. But
6th season in the WHL. Oh, man. And that's a high level of junior hockey.
Oh, exactly.
And then playing college, and
it's a lot of hockey for Robbie Holmes when you boil it all down. 231 games in juniors. Yeah, that's not quite a rookie, I don't think. Technically is, as into the offensive zone is Asachuk. He goes backdoor, and another feed is wide. Too many passes there for the Allen Americans. Another one sent on, pad saved by Tefenzi. Shields will lift this one out to center ice. It's gloved down by Decker as the Americans get it back. 231 junior games and another 88 in college for Robbie Holmes. So he's got over 300 games of experience before he even steps onto an ECHL rink.
Rookie.
Pass lifted up. Here's Pearson with a break. He's in. He hits the post. Looking for his second goal of the contest. Caleb Pearson just misses. Down in the trapezoid. Steelheads lose the puck there. Out comes McCauley. McCauley over to the right side, and this time Blaisdell frustrated with the linesman. as the Americans are offside. Slamming his stick on the blue line, he's still frustrated as the Steelheads still have a 1-0 lead. Caleb Pearson nearly making it 2-0, but we will step aside here from Idaho Central Arena as the Steelheads still have that lead with 9:56 to go in the second period.
Tired of paying more and getting less? Me too. That's why I'm bringing back my bigger drink cups.
Thanks, Jack.
Relax, I'm here for your cups. That's better.
I had a Sprite.
My bad. I'm lowering my prices too, so this old menu board's gotta go. That's right, bigger drinks and lower prices.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
When you choose a Blue Moon, everything becomes brighter. Crafted with Valencia orange peel and coriander, Blue Moon is made brighter.
Just past the halfway point of period number 2, Steelheads up 1-0 on the Allen Americans with 9:56 to go from Idaho Central Arena in period number 2. Justin Russo and Mark Brose here with you as we get ready for the second half of regulation here at downtown Boise. The Americans are with the puck in the offensive zone. Anania goes D to D to the right side. Sedley takes a hard check and is knocked down by Kanade. Americans still with it below the line. Emerging out high is Hargrove. He moves it left side, Anania. He thinks about a shot, now puts one on wide of the stick side. Up high, Sedley. Down low for McCauley. Blaisdell working around Dodero. Leaves it in that far corner for Hargrove. Miller sending Hargrove into the boards, and a clear all the way down the ice by Jardine will miss everybody and go down for an icing. While we have a moment, would like to thank the Blue Cross of Idaho, born of the people and places we know best. Also St. Luke's Sports Medicine, the official doctors of the Idaho Steelheads. And Project Filter. You decide when, we will show you how. 9:16 to go in period 2. Steelheads up 1-0 on the Americans, and a defensive zone face-off for Idaho coming to the right of their goaltender Arno Tefenzi. One back to the point by the Americans. Spinozzi skating down low, free of Pearson at the goal line, puts one in front, and it is knocked aside. Another backhand feed in front is wide, and Jardine at the near half wall turns it over. Here's Caron firing one on, blocker save to Fenzi. Caron back with it to Crone, looking to go low to high, but it's knocked below the line once more. Now to the point, Warmuth back to Gildon. He spins and shoots, easily blockered aside by Tefenzi, but it comes back to Crone. Now Caron and Crone, give and go. Crone puts one on, and that's saved by Tefenzi.
This unit's been out there a long time.
Oh yeah, the icing whistle too. Loose puck in the circles. Can the Steelheads finally get it out? Oh, look out. That one came up by me. Hopefully everyone below me is all right. That was lifted out of the defensive zone. And for Caleb Pearson, that was lifted cleanly out of the defensive zone. So a penalty upcoming to Caleb Pearson for delay of game after the tired bodies of the Steelheads tried something to get out of their own end.
Oh, I saw a deflection, but I guess I didn't.
On that one, I will say I had a pretty clean look at just in the live shot. That puck ended up about, I don't give or take 5 rows below where I am right now. So, yeah, that one was headed right for us. And
that's a tough way to get a line change, but those guys were toast.
You felt something coming after they couldn't clear the zone for that long. Stick breaks on the face-off for Asachuk. Allen with it. Sedley up high. Moving right side, Hargrove. Gets it back now at the center point. Left side, Watts, top of the left circle. Shaded there by Boltman. Boltman now goes down low, knocks Morrison off the puck as Watts has it at the half wall left wing side. In the trapezoid. Oh, hard hit by Boltman on Morrison. Takes him down. No arm up in the air. We play on. Clean hit. Boltman in the trapezoid. Gets it to Anderson, and with space, Anderson skates it free to McDonnell. Under his legs, though, McDonnell will continue on the forecheck as that four-man unit still remains out. 40 seconds gone on the penalty to Caleb Pearson. Skating in is Watts. He gets it to Morrison on the far side. Up high it comes to Sedley. Right side, one-time blast. Hargrove, blocker save by Tefenzi. Up high for Sedley once more. Moving center point, dishes again. One-timer again by Hargrove, and Tefenzi comes up with the stop.
Well, all the action is the first 4 minutes was in our end, our offensive end. Now, wow, we're fighting it to just get it out of the zone, Justin.
The tides are turning, it feels like, right here. And well, for all the work that Idaho did in that early part of the period, you're right, it has been a tilted bit of ice here in this second period, especially now on the power play for Allen, as with a minute to go on that power play, they win the faceoff, but all the way back to their own zone. Americans moving right to left in an all-red get-up, Steelheads left to right, black helmets, silver jerseys with black and white trim. Here's Caron over the red line, right wing side. He goes down low behind Jardine. Caron run below the goal line on the backhand, dishes it out high to Sedley. Right wing side, Anania, back to Sedley, center point. Moving to the left side, missing Crone, and the Steelheads trying to get a stick on that. Jardine and Crone will collectively whack it up and over the board into the stands. 32 seconds to go on the penalty to Pearson. As there we go. That's a little bit better of a puck retrieval there when it's not coming a million miles at you per hour at you. Just fluttered over the boards, and you get a nice souvenir. 32 seconds to go on the penalty to Pearson. 7:07 left in period number 2. Gildon to take this face-off opposite Jade Miller. He wins it back to Sedley. Anania thinks about a one-timer. Now he's run off the puck by Miller. Crone, top of the left circle, back out high to Sedley. 25 seconds on the power play. Here's Crone, and it's blocked before it even gets anywhere. Jardine right off his stick. Back to Sedley, center point, left side, Crone, 15 seconds on the power play. Crone couldn't get the one-timer off. Now it comes high to Sedley, backdoor, they score. Sedley's pass down low to Michael Gildon. And the Americans, with just 10 seconds to go on the power play, tie things up in the late stages of period 2. Sedley was setting up shot, and at the last second, fed it down low for Gildon. Jardine couldn't get a stick on it, and Tefenzi had no chance from that angle. As the Steelheads give up a power play goal. Great look here at the overhead angle. Just a good deflection by Gildon. And the Steelheads are tied with the Americans once more. 6.5 to go in the period. Pelton Weiss loses it high in the zone. A breakout was stymied by Pelton Weiss as he got his stick back. And loose in the skates of Blaisdell, he works it back to Spinozzi. Blaisdell back with it, rimming it all the way around to Maxwell with Mitch Wall there to greet him at the right point. McCauley looked to chip it to himself around the defenseman Hershuk, but Malmquist picks it up in his own end for Idaho. Now goes left side to Hershuk. Another rink-wide pass hits Shields. Shields, right wing side, has some time, puts one on. Rebound comes all the way out to the point. Here's Malmquist, top of the right circle. Has to collect the puck, now sends it down low. Backdoor Mitch Wall fires one on, and a save by Costantini. Sharp angle try there from Mitch Wall as he was looking for something, but the Steelheads can't come up with anything there. Over our radio audience over on KTIK, that's going to mark our final break of period number 2. So we'll step aside on the radio end, and we'll be back in just a moment on KTIK. As for those of you who are sticking here with us, still watching, well, we thank you. First of all, Steelheads and Americans tied at 1, 5:55 to go in the second period. And Brosy, I don't think they need an impassioned speech like they had from Everett Sheen yesterday, but something's got to get this Steelheads group going, you think?
Yeah, they were caught in the zone for like 4 minutes. Well, 3 minutes.
It felt pretty long, yeah.
And then took a penalty. So everything was shifting Allen's way, and you know what? We're still, we're still into the game, getting our checks, but we were starting to run around in our own zone. That's probably what the coach will be talking about.
Trying to get things out of their own end and create some more offense like they did in the first period. Shots on goal, 31-25 for Allen right now. Still 6 minutes to go in the second period. And the Steelheads doing whatever they can to get back on top. Left wing circle face-off, win back by Steinmetz. Here's Hershuk at the point. Surveying, puts one on, save made by Costantini. See Hershuk just looking for that screen there, looking for a tip, something there to get by Costantini. But the Allen goaltender ready for that one. So the face-off will move to the right wing circle this time. Steinmetz back to take it against Asachuk. And this time it is one back to Allen. As emerging from their own zone with Morrison. Morrison slides down, turns the puck over. Here's Ports back to the forehand at the far half wall, trying to keep the puck on his stick. Ports moves it to Arcuri, gets it back. Ports skating down low now with the puck in the trapezoid. Takes a hit against the boards, leaves it for Steinmetz in the near corner. And the bid is intercepted up high by Shields, who backhands one on, and it goes wide. Ports tumbles down. Arcuri gets the puck. Back down low. Ports trying to shake free of his man, and Costantini kept him at bay. Ports with it once more. Sharp angle. Oh, look at that. Off the skate of Simmons Fisher and below the goal line. Luckily for the Americans, that was wide, but the Steelheads were looking for a fortunate bounce. Shields has it behind his own net, below the goal line. They'll move it up left wing side to Dodero. Dodero chipping and chasing. Has to beat Anania, who has the puck on his stick, and sends it up to Caron. Now Gildon with it over the blue line. The Americans had it knocked back to the blue and narrowly out, so it's an offside whistle with 4:43 to go.
How about a late goal? How about a late goal for the Steelheads? How about it?
That was exactly the recipe they had on Sunday. The two late goals, Jade Miller and Jordan Steinmetz scoring late on Sunday, that got them tied with Utah and sparked that third period comeback. I'm with you. Blasted in by Sedley. It's worked around to the left side for Anania. In the skates of Dodero, he pries it free to Crone. Up to Gildon, whose shot goes off of Dodero and back to the wall. Holmes battling on the backhand, dishes it back to Boltman, and Boltman's bid goes to the red line where it's gloved down by Sedley. Sedley on the backhand, gets it free to Crone, and over the red line, here's Crone moving rink wide to the right side to Gildon. All the way rink wide to Caron. Below the left circle, now at the top of the left circle to Sedley. Skating center point, dishing right point now Anania. Anania puts one to the right side for Crone, and it is lost in the skates of a couple of players in front as Anderson turns on the afterburners and skates out of his zone. Anderson gets one in front to Dodero, but it's knocked off the stick on his backhand. Down low, McDonnell stumbles a bit, and a couple of guys go down to the ice. McDonnell.
That could have been holding.
Yeah, a little bit. McDonnell and Gildon down there. Centering feed in front is sticked aside by Costantini. It's kept in the zone by Dodero, but intercepted right away by Gildon. Stretch pass up for Anania. Anania run off the puck by Jardine, hard into the boards. Jake Boltman there to collect it in the trapezoid. All the way up, Boltman plays it down. No icing here. Canade's going to win this race. Costantini out of his net. Canade to Pearson, and it's wide. Steelheads looking for some urgencies there as they recognize Costantini out of his crease, but they just couldn't find it. Here's a turnover now, Miller with Canade. Miller skates into the offensive zone, leaves it for Canade, and a loose puck in front is handled by Wormuth. Blaisdell plays it errantly back into the far corner. Canade may win this race, and he does. They'll send it along to the near corner now with 3 minutes to go in the second. At the half wall, onto the ice was Felton Bice, lost that battle. Puck is sent all the way down. Blaisdell and Hershuk in the far corner will go to battle for it. Blaisdell gets it free to McCauley, and at the trapezoid, McCauley loses it once more. Now a shot comes on wide of the net, saved by Tefenzi with 2:40 to go in the middle frame. So lots of back and forth action. Each team with some quality scoring chances, but
how did Pearson miss that?
That's a great question. I thought it went initially off the outside of the cage or just well wide, but
maybe the puck was rolling. I thought it was going to be a slam dunk.
It felt that way, but for sure when you're playing with that much speed and you have that much urgency, getting the puck to settle isn't something that's on the top of your mind, so it certainly could have been rolling on Pearson there as a blast from the point is sticked aside by Tefenzi from Spinozzi with action resuming in the offensive zone for Allen. 2.5 to go in the period. Morrison has that puck come off his skates, and a tie-up between Wall. Now, here comes down for Morrison once more, loses it on the backhand. but moves it to Asachuk. Now Wall lifts it out to center. There were a lot of potential for some chances there for Allen. They just couldn't settle the puck in their own end. Approaching the final 2 minutes of period number 2. Rink-wide pass comes to Spinozzi, backhands it to center, but turns it over right away to Mitch Wall. Hershuk now up to Wall at the line. He moves it left side. Malmquist straddling that blue line on the backhand, gets it out up high to Anderson, but misses it. Malmquist was battling through about 3 different Americans there, and he finally tumbled down in the right wing circle and couldn't make that pass where he wanted to. Chipped in the zone, but too far for Anderson as it's turned over. Arcuri back to Anderson at neutral ice. Steelheads back on side, but they can't get into the offensive zone here. Chasing that puck down is Arcuri, trying to create a turnover. Spinozzi digs that one free and shovels it all the way to neutral ice once more. Final 90 seconds of period 2, tied at 1 between the Steelheads and the Americans. Steinmetz over the blue, dishes it left side. Arcuri with it there, below the goal line he goes. A man tumbles into the boards, and a centering feed for Boltman was intercepted by Caron. Here's Hank Crone, left wing side with some space. Crone shoots one on, saved by Tefenzi. Centering feed in front, blocked aside by Steinmetz. 1 minute to go in the period. Board battle below the goal line is now worked free to Jake Boltman on the far side of the ice. Boltman skates to the middle, and nearly loses it, and now does to Hank Crone, as Crone will give it right back to Boltman, trying to shovel that one free for Hargrove. Up it comes for Ports over the red line, right wing side, dishes to Arcuri. On the forehand, Arcuri loses it in between the hash marks.
You gotta shoot it.
Yeah, he takes a check from Anania, and Arcuri tried to get the exact perfect angle, but in the process, never got the shot off at all. Hargrove at the far half wall. Offensive zone time for the Allen Americans in the final 25 seconds has now ended as the Steelheads lift it back into Allen's zone. Final 15 seconds of the period. Stretch pass up to McCauley. And over the blue line, he finds some space. McCauley into the backhand, but he's knocked away by Dodero into the far corner. Final 7 seconds. Allen works it back up high. Sedley from the point shoots one on wide. Final 2 seconds and 1. Time will run out. One last check laid by Sam Jardine as the crowd's starting to gather there. Jardine with a hard hit on Blaisdell, and some of the Americans taking exception to that one. Sedley and McCauley skating in there. And just as we had at the end of the first period, some uncertainty and some chaos at the end of the second period as well between these two sides. Everyone making sure we're all settled down. Nothing's going to boil over. Jardine still having some words there. And now finally everyone will skate over to their respective benches. End of the second period. Americans won. Steelheads won. Back with more on the other side of the break.
Tired of paying more and getting less? Me too. That's why I'm bringing back my bigger drink cups.
Thanks, Jack.
Relax. I'm here for your cups. That's better.
I had a Sprite.
My bad. I'm lowering my prices too, so this old menu board's gotta go. That's right. Bigger drinks and lower prices.
Welcome to Jock in the Box.
When you need an electrician, you go with the pros. When you need a haircut, you go with the pros. When it comes to heating, cooling, and plumbing, go with the pros at YMC Mechanical. Let YMC protect you and your family with an air scrubber, effectively used in the International Space Station, Ground Zero Museum, hotel chains, and hospitals. Get it attached directly to your home heating and cooling system. Call today for a $100 discount. Go with the pros at YMC Mechanical and keep your home air cleaner 24/7.
Welcome to Take 5 Oil Change.
Hey, how long will this take? I'm kind of in a rush.
Just 10 minutes.
Get out! 10 minutes?
Just 10 minutes.
Come on, don't play with me.
And you can stay in your car while we do it.
Get out! I can stay in?
And we'll even top off your fluids for free.
Hold on, you said for free?
Yep.
That's $0.
That's right.
$0 dinero.
No money.
Get out.
And we'll check your tire pressure too.
I mean, y'all are like...
A well-oiled machine.
I was gonna go there, but then it felt obvious. Take 5, the stay in your car 10-minute oil change.
Yeah, definitely. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. See you next week.
Bye.
All right. Thanks. All right. Take care. Bye, everyone.
80 years. That's a lot of stories. Stories of first steps and first checkups. Of an Idaho invention that opened up new terrain. Of fishtails and dad jokes. Of frozen potatoes. As Idaho's first health insurer, Blue Cross of Idaho was there for you then. We're here for you now, and we'll be there for every story to come.
We're relaunching our Papa Murphy's My Slice Rewards program with a big thank you. A $1 medium one-topping pizza for all current and new rewards members. That's one of these for one of these. It's never been easier or quicker to earn free Papa Murphy's than with our new and improved My Slice Rewards, where you'll earn points for every pizza purchased. As your points stack up, you'll see just how close you are to your next delicious reward. Whether you're already a member or just joining today, get your $1 medium take-and-bake pizza. Available for a limited time only.
Right outside the Steelheads locker room with Jaden Shields and number 24. Welcome back to the lineup.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah, you're looking good out there, and this is a pretty tough game.
Yeah, they're a good team. You know, it's that first game of the series, so we're trying to come out hard, but they're a good team. It's been a good game so far. Hopefully we can close it out in the third here.
So you're a Michigan kid right outside of Detroit?
Yep, yeah, 15 minutes north of Detroit, yep.
And then I wanted to confirm you and Jader were put up by Linda and Dave?
Yes, we were.
Shout out to Linda and Dave.
Yeah, Linda and Bill there. Yeah. They were unbelievable people. They still are unbelievable people. We were so lucky to live with them in that beautiful town of Austin, Minnesota.
So what is it like for a junior player? You know, a lot of people don't know that. You get brought in by a family.
Yeah, you know, you're moving away from home. I moved away from home when I was 16, so when you're blessed with a good billet family, it really makes that transition away from your parents and your family very easy. And it's a hard time for kids to kind of move away, and you can be lonely, but if you have the right support staff and the right billets, it's really good, yeah.
Did it help knowing a few of the Steelheads when you joined?
It did, yeah. It's nice to see some familiar faces and reconnect with some guys, yeah.
What about your family? Any plans for anybody to come out here?
I hope so. It's about a 12-hour travel day by plane, so I'm hoping I can get them out here, trying every day.
Yeah, I don't think we don't travel to Toledo at all or anything. Anything close?
No, nothing really close this year.
Maybe Florida.
Yeah, that would be a nice vacation for everyone.
All right, so I got a gift certificate from Twin Peaks for you but you have to answer this trivia question. Are you ready? All right. So Michigan, the state of Michigan is the nickname Great Lakes States, A, or B, Great Lakes States?
Great Lakes States.
All right, you got it. James, that's the certificate. Thanks. Up to you, Justin.
Oh, showing off the brain there, Jaden Shields. Great to hear from him and Mark Brose there. And Jaden Shields, of course, knew Jade Miller, of course, those two with the same billet family. He also had some ties to Keenan Kelly, who in his junior days as a coach, coached Jaden Shields back then. So a bit of a reunion there as those two guys coming back together here in the professional level with the Idaho Steelheads. Let's take a look at the numbers from period number 2 as the Steelheads and the Americans tied at 1 after the second period of play. Now, the only goal in that second period did indeed belong to the Allen Americans as they got the equalizer they were looking for. Came on a power play tally, and they're back even with the Steelheads. Shots on goal 33-26 there. And the Steelheads, again, they've had that one power play opportunity still to this point, but they've only had 40 seconds of time on the power play because of it being truncated by a penalty that they took themselves. So the Steelheads looking for a true full power play coming up here at some point, and we'll see if that perhaps can help them get back into the lead against this Allen Americans team. But let's take a look at the second period highlights now and see what went on in the middle 20 between the Steelheads and the Americans. There's the goal by Michael Gildon. Sedley at the point, sending it down low. Impossible for Tafenzi to come up with a save there. Just a bit out of position was the Steelheads penalty kill. And Idaho, well, they were looking for something there to keep Allen off the board, but couldn't quite find it. Steelheads had some pretty good chances of their own. This wraparound by Caleb Pearson, narrowly stopped by Costantini. And the Steelheads continued to pressure in that middle frame, but just couldn't find something by. How did this one not go in, though? Pelton Weiss, you see him laying out on the ice, wondering how that one didn't go to the back of the net. This one by Francesco Arcuri, left bad save by Costantini. The looks are there for the Steelheads, and some high danger ones at that. Here's another one for Caleb Pearson off of the post. I mean, they're getting to the right scoring areas. They're doing a lot of the right things, but right now it just hasn't come to them. But they have been able to ramp up the physicality in this game. Canade, Jake Boltman. I mean, everyone along the boards is subject to this physicality from the Steelheads. Sam Jardine running his man off of the puck there. If the Steelheads aren't scoring, well, they're bringing some kind of aspects to this game. They're bringing that physicality for sure. And nobody wearing red is safe in this contest. You better keep your head on a swivel, as this was at the end of the period. Sam Jardine getting a little physical with Blaisdell down there in the corner. Some of the Americans taking exception to that one, but such is the way between these two teams and the Steelheads and the Americans, as the Idaho Steelheads right now tied at 1 with Allen, looking for more coming up in the third period. We'll see if they can find that next goal on the board, see if they can continue that physical play and keep getting those high danger scoring chances as well. We'll step aside when we come back. More to come on our intermission content as we continue to break things down between the Steelheads and the Americans.
Life happens. Lucky for you, the new ICCU Central Plus checking account comes with benefits, including cell phone protection.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
That's right. Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
Hey, grab me one too.
And I was thinking about the moment I decided to quit vaping.
Hey guys, guess what? My brother quit vaping.
Text Start My Quit to 36072 or check out projectfilter.org.
Welcome to Take 5 Oil Change.
Hey, how long will this take? I'm kind of in a rush.
Just 10 minutes.
Get out! 10 minutes?
Just 10 minutes.
Come on, don't play with me.
And you can stay in your car while we do it.
Get out! I can stay in?
And we'll even top off your fluids for free.
Hold on, you said for free?
Yep.
That's $0.
That's right.
$0 dinero.
No money.
Get out.
And we'll check your tire pressure too.
I mean, y'all are like
a well-oiled machine.
I was gonna go there, but then it felt obvious. Take 5, the stay-in-your-car 10-minute oil change.
Every day, we lose 22 of our nation's veterans to suicide. The battle for their mental health doesn't end when they return home. These are the heroes that fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs, to help them breathe, to heal, and to find peace again. We believe that nature gives the freedom to heal. At Fireside Pine, our clothing is American-made, veteran-owned, and every purchase helps nonprofit organizations dedicated to veteran mental health. Together, we can give veterans the freedom to heal. Now open at the Village in Meridian.
This is not a blue moon. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. A blue moon isn't a blue moon without a fresh orange.
80 years. That's a lot of stories. Stories of first steps and first checkups. Of an Idaho invention that opened up new terrain. Of fishtails and dad jokes. Of frozen potatoes. As Idaho's first health insurer, Blue Cross of Idaho was there for you then. We're here for you now, and we'll be there for every story to come.
Still here in the second intermission between the Idaho Steelheads and the Allen Americans. These two teams knotted at 1 after 40 minutes of play. Steelheads scored back in the first period, and the Allen Americans scored the most recent goal in the second period. Caleb Pearson for Idaho, Michael Gildon for the Allen Americans. And Idaho right now trying to get themselves back into the lead, see if they can get some power play chances perhaps. They've only had 40 seconds of power play time tonight, and they're hoping that at some point they can get back to that man advantage to hopefully lift them back into the lead after, well, they've had a couple of really critical power play goals over the last few games against Utah. You look back to Friday, the Steelheads power play gets the late goal from Mitch Wall to send things into overtime. On Sunday, they're tied at 3 with the Grizzlies, and they get a goal by Charlie Dodero to put them up 4-3. That one came on the power play. So for a power play that to this point, overall numbers-wise, isn't where it wants to be, the trend is hopefully in the right direction for the Steelheads. Now it's just about getting the opportunity, and they haven't really gotten the opportunity here tonight to get things set up and get going on their man advantage. So hopefully more of that to come for the Steelheads if they can get some chances in the offensive zone and get some offensive zone possession time. They can then generate hopefully a penalty, right? You typically don't generate a lot of penalties or generate a lot of power plays when you're on your heels like they were for long stretches of that second period. So get back to their 5-on-5 game, and hopefully that'll lead right to some more success in terms of getting power plays and then subsequently, of course, scoring on those power plays as well. Taking a look at the light schedule across the ECHL on this Wednesday, what else is to come between all the rest of the teams across the league? Trois-Rivières and Norfolk battling earlier today. Trois with the 5-2 victory there. Bloomington walks into Indy and picks up a 4-1 victory. Florida hangs on for a 3-1 win over the South Carolina Stingrays. And it has just gone final in Iowa. Kalamazoo 5, Iowa 1. Wings getting on the board with a couple of points in this midweek action. As we touched on as well, the Steelheads and the Allen Americans, the only two Mountain Division teams in action tonight, so no standings movement outside of this game tonight will be coming. And the Steelheads are hoping that as they currently sit with 15 points, they can get a couple on the board and hopefully get all the way up to 17, which would tie them with Tahoe for the division lead. Before we wrap things up on our second intermission report, brought to you by Blue Cross of Idaho, a few thank yous to hand out. First, to Texas Roadhouse, legendary food, legendary service, and legendary fun. Camp Bow Wow, where the Steelheads' best friends stay. The Grove Hotel, Boise's premier 4-diamond downtown location. And Pepsi, it is always better with Pepsi, the official soft drink of the Idaho Steelheads. Of course, all Steelheads home games are televised live starting at 7 o'clock on KTVB 24/7, where some of you are presumably watching from right now. You can also check out all Steelheads games, home and road, on 95.3 KTIK, where, again, I hope some of you are listening right now, so thank you to our radio listeners as well. We also have our New Belgium Brewing Steelheads hockey show every Tuesday to Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. on KTIK as well. Had a good chat with Mitch Wall earlier today for our show, and you can check out that on YouTube as well for the Idaho Steelheads. We'll wrap things up here on our second intermission report, brought to you by Blue Cross of Idaho. And when we come back, it's time for the third period between the Americans and the Steelheads from Idaho Central Arena.
Every drop in Crater Lake comes from above. Inspiration in its purest form. At Crater Lake Spirits, we call it the spirit of adventure, where every piece of the journey is there for a reason, like in each bottle of our flagship vodka. Distilled from corn, filtered through crushed lava rock and charcoal, it combines the pure taste of Cascade Mountain water with a hint of vanilla on the finish. Find your adventure and embrace it. Vodka, as it's meant to be. From Crater Lake Spirits, the spirit of adventure.
Our pets are always there for us, like family. We want to take the best care of them. Dogs and cats exposed to secondhand smoke are more likely to get cancer. Your pet doesn't have a choice, but you do. Whenever you decide to quit smoking or vaping, we'll be there to support you. You decide when, we'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Nestled in downtown Boise, Anthony's is more than just a restaurant, it's an experience. Their commitment to quality is unmatched. Their own seafood company works directly with fishermen and farmers to ensure the finest food arrives at the table bursting with flavor. And don't forget about oysters from the pristine waters of Puget Sound that pair perfectly with a crisp wine or martini. Don't wait. Dive into Boise's best seafood. Reserve your table at anthonys.com and park for free in the Simplot Garage.
80 years. That's a lot of stories. Stories of first steps and first checkups. Of an Idaho invention that opened up new terrain. of fishtails and dad jokes, of frozen potatoes. As Idaho's first health insurer, Blue Cross of Idaho was there for you then. We're here for you now, and we'll be there for every story to come.
I've always wanted to do that.
Do that! Next round on me.
Set for the final 20 minutes from Idaho Central Arena, the Steelheads and the Allen Americans tied at 1, with Idaho looking to get back into the lead and get a couple of points on the board that could take them to the top of the Mountain Division. Welcome back inside Idaho Central Arena, everybody. Justin Russo and Mark Brose here with you for the rest of the way. And well, for the Steelheads right now, it is a case of having their chances, but not exactly cashing in. We showed in our intermission some of the looks the Steelheads were getting. Caleb Pearson hitting a post, Ty Pelton-Bice with one in front, and they just haven't quite been able to cash in. Now the Steelheads tied at 1, aim to hopefully grab that lead back again and see if they can play with a lead, kind of how they did against the Utah Grizzlies back on Sunday when they had a 6-3 victory, scoring 5 unanswered goals. Jade Miller, Caleb Pearson, Nick Canade, the forward group for the Steelheads to start off this third period. Sam Jardine and Charlie Dodero on the blue line. And on the other end, Sam Sedley and Andre Anania on the back end for Allen, with Michael Gildon, Hank Cronin, Thomas Caron up front. We are underway in the third period from Idaho Central Arena. Miller with a steal to Canade, who fires one wide of the glove of Costantini. Pearson backhands it to safety to Jardine, as now it comes left side to Canade, skates around one man but can't avoid the other in Caron. Now it's turned over to Miller. Miller looking in front for Pearson. Now it comes backdoor Canade, and the Steelheads can't get it there, and Pearson fires one on, and oh boy, he thought he scored. He had the arms up in the air, a little hop on the ice as well, as at the side of the crease, Pearson cannot beat Costantini. And another look here, Brosey. What a feed by Jader behind the net on his knees, just sending it out in front to Pearson. And oh, so close for Caleb Pearson. Just got done talking about all the chances the Steelheads had that they didn't cash in on. You can add that one to the list as they have it back in the offensive zone once more. Dodero sends one on wide. Canade at the back door grabs it. Now into the slot. Passes wide, intended for Pearson. Intercepted by Watts. Right side Warmoth. Run off the puck by Dodero. Stopping is Asachuk. Down low. Misses his man Watts. And the Steelheads gather it there. Comes out to neutralize. Canade on the forecheck. Shadowing Warmoth as rink wide. Morrison has it now. He goes back rink wide to Asachuk. Asachuk will leave it in the top of the right circle for Watts, and his bid down low is sticked aside by the Steelheads. Arcuri can't win a battle there as a point shot goes wide of the net and comes back to the left point for Spinozzi. Steelheads will send it all the way down now and ice the puck. 1:16 into period number 3. And Brosey again, the Steelheads just so close to finding the back of the net.
Yeah, both goaltenders have been pretty good early on in the periods, and I'm surprised it's 1-1.
Me too. You look at the shots on goal, we're 60 of them on goal, and only 2 have found their way in. Steinmetz looking for a third here in the left wing circle. His centering bid goes behind a couple of teammates and back over the red line where Anderson can retreat. Now works it back up for Steinmetz. He's in with Arcuri. He'll backhand it to himself in the far corner. Spinozzi and Arcuri battle behind the trapezoid. And it comes free at the far corner to Decker. Intercepted by the Steelheads. Centering pass misses the stick of Arcuri. Anderson stepping up from the blue line, can't keep it in. Comes out with Hargrove as he collected that puck by Anderson, and Boltman goes D2D now to Steinmetz, who's playing back there on the blue line. Now he works it up to Anderson over the blue. Anderson with space, knocked off the puck slightly, but into the near corner he goes. Simmons Fisher backhands it free further along to McCauley, but McCauley loses the puck to Boltman. Boltman plays it up to the half wall looking for Malmquist, but Malmquist missed his bid back to Pelton Bice. Pelton Bice did just enough to make sure Gildon had to get around him, and the Steelheads have some free ice now in their own end. Ports looking left, but he'll end up sending it in below the goal line after it was deflected and knocked aside by Costantini. In the trapezoid, it's pried free by Gildon there, but worked around the far half wall for Shields, who sends one on, and that's blockered aside. In the middle, Malmquist to Hershuk on the left side now. Below the line, Hershuk moves it further to Pelton Bice. It's lost in the trapezoid. Gildon has it on his backhand. Now goes forehand with a stretch pass that misses Crone, and Tefenzi will have to stop it to prevent Crone from grabbing the puck. At the near board, Steelheads work it out of their own end. 2-on-2, Mitch Wall with Ty Pelton Bice. Wall sent hard into the far boards. He gets back up. Pelton Bice sends a rink-wide bid that can't be kept in by Jardine. Now Crone has a man, Anania, on a 2-on-2 rush. Here's Crone looking for the third man who shoots, and it's wide. Caron just misses. He was looking for a penalty, but it comes back to Sedley as his complaints fall on deaf ears. Crone in his own zone, left side to Anania. Over the offensive blue line now. Works it in, sends it below that line, off the back of the net into the near wall. Avoiding a check there was Holmes, trying to get the puck back at neutral ice after working around Morrison. Steelheads get it in front of the penalty boxes to Dodero. 3-on-3 rush. Chris Dodero stops, looking for a trailer, sends one in front for Holmes, who sticks it to himself in the far corner. Holmes in the trapezoid, shakes free of one man. In the left wing circle now, he leaves it for Anderson stepping down. Anderson puts one in front. McDonnell fans on the one-timer. Prime scoring area for Angus McDonnell, but he couldn't ever get the release. Back to Chris Dodero, left circle. Working it down low further, Holmes and McDonnell there. McDonnell trying to backhand it free of Sedley, but Sedley will lift it to center where Anderson's waiting. Anderson, right side, Steelheads, they couldn't quite get onside. McDonnell was the last man in, and he skated as fast as he could, but not fast enough. 15:42 to go in period number 3. Steelheads and Americans tied at 1. Quick thank yous to Coors Light, cold as the Rockies, choose chill. Idaho Central Credit Union, helping members achieve financial success. And Blue Cross of Idaho, born of the people and places we know best. Neutral zone face-off in front of the penalty boxes is won back by the Americans. Spinozzi D2D over to the right side for Warmouth, but Warmouth can't get it to Blaisdell. Now Pearson left wing circle, he shoots, that's wide. Had a body in front in Spinozzi. Pearson's back with it. A centering feed in front. Boltman in the crease, can't find it. Now it's back to Pearson. Right wing circle. The Americans now have it off of the far boards and out. Sticked aside by the Steelheads. Anderson looking for a stretch pass, but has to circle back and wait for his teammates to recollect themselves and reset. Spinozzi in his own end. Forechecking by Kanade. It's intercepted by Pearson and kept in. Here's Pearson at the far half wall, shaking free of a check, centering to Steinmetz, who fans on the shot. His stick broke in half. That's why he fanned on the shot. The stick just breaking for Jordan Steinmetz. Boy, Brosy, it just feels like one of those nights right now for the Steelheads offensively.
Boy, yeah, just broken sticks, hit the pipe.
Any good chance they've got, it's either been a save waiting for them or something. Like you said, the stick, the post, and they're still looking to get back ahead as they steal the puck from Crone. Shields has it in the trapezoid behind Tefenzi and skates out of his own end with Steinmetz and Arcuri. Here's Arcuri in with Ports. He centers for Ports just behind him, and a loose puck goes over the net. It's gloved aside and held by Hershuk now. Up high to Shields. He shoots! Glove save and a rebound loose in the crease. Steelheads poking away. They score! Francesco Arcuri found a way to get it in. And finally, the Steelheads are back in the lead. 14 minutes to go in the third period. Francesco Arcuri puts the Steelheads back on top with his 4th goal of the season.
Yeah, there was a lot of action in front of the net, and tip pucks, sticks were all over the place.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Finally, one rebound went in for Frenchie.
There we go, Frenchie. How about that? And think about that too, Brosy. The first goal by Pearson was another one of those where it just kind of went behind in the crease, got loose somehow, and they banged it home. When it is one of those nights and you can't find your way to score, those are the types of goals you need. It comes back door with the Americans looking for a response. A slot chance, and it's saved by Tefenzi. Asachuk right in front in between the hash marks, and Tefenzi with a timely save there by the Steelheads keeps their lead intact. 13:53 to go in the third period. We'll step aside. Steelheads 2, Americans 1 from Idaho Central Arena.
Sometimes, a piece of furniture can completely change your space. Whether you're looking for cozy, sturdy, or a little personality, Scandinavian Designs Furniture curates modern pieces meant to look inviting in any space, with plenty of styles and fabrics to choose from. Scandinavian Designs Furniture. We make it simple. You make it home. Shop our Boise and Meridian locations, or shop online at scandinaviandesigns.com.
Look at me now. Look, man, I was searching for a better way.
And I was thinking about the moment I decided to quit vaping.
Hey guys, guess what? My brother quit vaping.
Text Start My Quit to 36072 or check out projectfilter.org.
Jade Miller with a late discussion with some of the referees and linesmen as the Steelheads have a 2-1 lead over the Allen Americans with just under 14 minutes to go in period number 3. Francesco Arcuri, the difference maker right now for the Steelheads. That is professional point number 100 for Frenchie. Includes some of his time in Austria as well. 100th professional point for number 13. Sedley at the right point now gets one on, and a tip in front is saved by Tefenzi. As the Steelheads come up with a stop there, you can also put the first point of the season and the first point as a Steelhead on the board for Jaden Shields. So a nice marker there for Jaden Shields. Hershuk gets the secondary assist, and Hershuk picks up his 5th helper and 5th point of the season with that. Right circle face-off. Asachuk and Miller battle once more. It's won back by Miller. Dodero has it emerging from behind his own net. Pearson plays it up to Canati at the right wing side. Tries to poke it free of a man, Sedley, but Sedley wins that race. Now Sedley at the right wing side off the stick of Morrison, and it comes to Jardine. Off of the near boards, kept in by Sedley. Down low it comes from Morrison, who flutters one on, and it's saved by Tefenzi.
A little bit of push for the Americans.
A little bit indeed, but now the onus goes back to the big German goaltender Arno Tefenzi to keep making some of these stops like we've seen. He's played stellar so far this season. His first 2 games were a loss and an overtime loss, but since then, 3 consecutive victories and staring down the barrel of number 4 right here on a Wednesday night. Back it comes into the American zone. Spinozzi backhands it rink wide to Hargrove. Over the red line in front of the penalty boxes. He rims it around himself, and Pelton Bice is the first one there to play it back to Anderson. Backhander turned over. Hargrove, a spin around chance, leaves it at the far half wall to Warmoth. Down low, Warmoth in the trapezoid, skates out in front, and that one somehow just fluttered wide to the near corner. Here's Hargrove once more. Gets it free to Spinozzi at the right point. Spinozzi loses the puck to Mitch Wall. Breakaway for Liam Malmquist. Malmquist at the hash marks. He shoots, and it's just wide. Getting a piece of it was Costantini, just with the shoulder. Americans back in the zone. Boltman can't free the puck. Pelton Bice now gets it back to Boltman, and Boltman will finally get it to neutral ice. Another chance for the Steelheads comes up just short. Hurts a little less, Brosy, when they're already up by a goal, but boy, oh boy, it could be a 6-1 lead right now.
Yeah, I would have liked to put it 3-1.
Here's Holmes in with Dodero. Dodero on the back check is knocked off the puck. It'll come all the way back to Shields in his own zone. Shields playing it over to his defense partner, Hershuk. And Hershuk's bid is off a skate. Now back to neutral ice and whacked in by Chris Dodero. Down low, Holmes with a hard check on Decker. Shields with it in front of the penalty boxes once more. He'll just lift it on in, and it'll be settled by Costantini. Shots in this game, 36-31 for Allen. Both teams have had their fair share of chances, but just 3 goals on the board to this point. Puck is rimmed around back to the neutral zone. Last tip by McDonnell as it comes all the way down to the clutches of Anania. He and Sedley work out of their own end. Now rink wide to Gildon. Skates around the check of Steinmetz. Gildon into the offensive zone. Has Crone with him. And it is now handled by the Steelheads. Lifted all the way up and all the way down. Not sure I saw where that puck ended up, Rosie. It looks like ended up somewhere. It was lifted down, and I saw the referee, or the linesman, excuse me, just staring up into space. I was trying to read his eyes and read his head, as there you go. It ends up as a souvenir. 11:15 to go in period number 3. Steelheads 2, Americans 1. Defensive zone face-off for the Steelheads upcoming here. Jordan Steinmetz will be in the circle to take it. A stalemate is still in the zone. Now comes Freedom Morrison at the far corner. His centering bid is intercepted by Steinmetz, and the Steelheads with Arcuri work it out free. Here's Arcuri in ports. Arcuri gets it back. He fires just wide. Back over the net it comes. Costantini had to blocker it away. Now it's at the left point and out of the zone to neutral ice, where Jardine will send it in rink wide. Take a hard hit from Morrison in the process. Both of those guys back to their skates in front of the American bench, as the Americans trying not to turn it over in their own end in the meantime. Rimmed around to the far half wall. Watts is with it there. He spins on the backhand and just turns it right over to Jardine at neutral ice. Jardine in front of his own bench goes D to D over to Dodero, and it's chipped in the zone by Arcuri as that unit gets a change for Idaho. The Jade Miller line is on alongside Pearson and Kanade. That line has one of the 2 goals today. Pearson unassisted at 18:21 of the first period. Behind his own goal, Spinozzi. Hounded by Pearson. Skates free of a check over the red line. Over the blue, he dishes left side to Blaisdell. Blaisdell's run off the puck nicely by Kanade, and it's chopped once more and deflected out of play. 9:57 to go in the third period. Steelheads clinging on to a 2-1 lead over the Americans. We'll be back with more third period action from Idaho Central Arena after the break.
Every day, we lose 22 of our nation's veterans to suicide. The battle for their mental health doesn't end when they return home. These are the heroes that fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs, to help them breathe, to heal, and to find peace again. We believe that nature gives the freedom to heal. At Fireside Pine, our clothing is American-made, veteran-owned, and every purchase helps nonprofit organizations dedicated to veteran mental health. Together, we can give veterans the freedom to heal. Now open at the Village in Meridian.
Hey, grab me one too.
Under 10 minutes to go in the third period. Steelheads 2, Americans 1. Justin Russo, Mark Rose here with you as the Steelheads recently grabbed the lead. Francesco Arcuri, 5:47 into this frame from Jaden Shields and Aiden Hershuk. Made it a 2-1 game, and that is where we stand right now. The Americans pressing for the equalizer, the Steelheads pressing for the insurance marker. As a face-off is knocked out to neutral ice by the Steelheads, it's sent in, and a delayed offside. Blaisdell was still trying to play for the puck. They'll come out to neutral ice.
Oh, excuse me.
Don't scare me down there, Brosy.
Oh, yeah, I did hit the cough button. Jeez. The big red button right there.
Can't miss it, except one time.
Yeah.
Then you miss it. That's all right.
Poor guys in the truck.
Yeah, everyone that was listening, I hope you're awake now.
Those guys do such a good job putting up with me.
Offensive zone chance for Allen. It dribbles on net and goes wide. A stick is lost by one of the Steelheads, and skating back to get it is Boltman. Rink-wide pass goes to Matt Anderson over the red line. Has some space and dishes it on in. At the near corner, Spinozzi skates free of Kanade and works it up further to Hargrove out of his own end. Right wing side, Hargrove alongside McCauley. They're trying to possess the puck. Kanade doing a good job at stirring things up down there. Blaisdell now with it in the corner. Anderson shields him off the puck. And down low it comes, now up high. Allen still with it in the offensive zone. Now it comes out to neutral ice. Looks like the red light is on behind Arno Defensi as well, Brosy, as I look to my right. Little nice reminder there. It's there, it's working. Out of their own end, the Steelheads come with 9 minutes to go in the third period. Rink-wide pass is skated into by Shields, and he will dump it in on net, where Costantini is forced to make the save.
Good play.
One thing I do like about Jaden Shields in the early going is his willingness to just get it on net. You know, whether it's from the red line, the blue line, he just likes to send it on net, force that goaltender to make a play, force him to think. It just creates more opportunities for potential mistakes or potential mishandles, and it's never a bad idea. So love that in Jaden Shields' game. Pelton Bice wins a face-off in between Shields and Hershuk here as it goes all the way back. Shields will be the first one to it. And skating below the goal line, he'll skate away from Hank Crone. Goes off the near boards to Malmquist, who leaves it for Pelton Bice. Now it comes rink wide to Wall, who blasts one on, pad save. Back to Malmquist, who fires, and a glove save made by Costantini. And that's another one of those pass off of the pads there by Mitch Wall, just seeing if he can help one of his teammates to a rebound in front. Eight and a half to go in the third period. Steelheads up 2-1 on the Americans. Oh, we have a second. We'll thank St. Louis Sports Medicine, the official doctors of the Steelheads. Project Filter, you decide when, and we will show you how. And Mountain Time Premium Lager, cold, crisp, and crushable. Steelheads win this offensive zone faceoff. Jardine center point, gloved by Costantini. The Steelheads will certainly be happy to just take any rhythm out of this game for the Allen Americans, as they're going to try to get back in this contest any way they can. Left circle face-off again for Pelton Bice. It is one back to the point for Jardine. Jardine will fire away once again. That's blocked in front. Rebound attempt by Pelton Bice is just wide. And a spin-around chance by Malmquist from low to high ends up in Allen hands. Errant pass here by the Americans. Goes over to Malmquist in front of the penalty boxes. 1 versus 2 he works in. Has a trailer in Pelton Bice at the left wing circle. Pelton Bice bid is deflected up and out of play. Under 8 minutes to go in period number 3. Steelheads with a 2-1 lead over the Americans. When you look at these two teams scoring-wise, Steelheads 10th in goals for at 3.29 entering today. Allen was 19th at under 3 goals per game. Certainly didn't expect with this many shots on goal, though, that we'd still be at 2-1. As Chris Dodero has it in the offensive zone. Hargrove knocks him off the puck. Blaisdell in his own end. He trips up at the half wall. McNell quickly skates into that and creates a turnover, but Holmes' centering bid goes wide and out of the zone. Glove down in front, and a good double clutch there by Matt Anderson to follow up on that play and get it back to neutral ice after the Americans were looking to grab it after he gloved it down at the line. Hard hit laid in front of the penalty boxes by Boltman. Rink-wide pass comes to McNell, left wing circle, chasing down the puck. Has it on his backhand, now goes forehand rim and around to the right side. Chris Dodero battling for it there at the half wall, and it'll come back to neutral ice for Jake Boltman. The physicality, Brosi, is ramping up in this one. Jake Boltman not afraid to lay a hit whenever he sees some red crossing his eyes. Up the right side, Dodero chips it in. Anania below the line back to Spinozzi. And as the Americans were looking to get over the red line, they were stopped as the puck went off of the body of Hershuk. Now they're in over the blue, and the pass comes to the high slot for Crone. Back to the left for Anania, knocks the stick out of Shields' hands. It's loose in the left wing circle, so Shields will just dive in and try to pry that puck free any way he can. Loose puck ends up in Allen possession. Shields has the stick back in his hands, and a shot from a sharp angle is on Tefenzi. He can't come up with the save, and now at the side of the net, the puck is loose and finally covered by Tefenzi there. 6.5 to go in period number 3. Steelheads hanging on with a 1-goal lead. Now, despite the saves we've seen, Brosy, from these goaltenders, there have been some mishandles by both. Some bouncing pucks, some second chances. It's not been all clean on both ends.
Standing tall, though. That's a big goaltender down there for the Steelheads.
All that matters at the end is you keep it out if you're Arno Tefenzi. And so far, he's only allowed 1 goal to the Allen Americans. Americans have it at the near wall in the offensive zone, pressing for more, but it's picked free by Arcuri. Over the red line, Arcuri along with Ports. Ports' centering bid for Steinmetz went off the stick of Spinozzi, and now back to Caron. Well, Caron can't win that race, though. Steinmetz will win it, but he has to skate to neutral ice to possess the puck. 6 minutes to go in period number 3. Steelheads 2, Americans 1. Here's Hank Crone over the line into the offensive zone, left wing side. Crone puts one on, and oh, look at tumbling into the net. Collision there with Morrison and Dodero. The net is off. The puck is out of play. Watch out there. That was a hard collision for Morrison into the net. We take another look. He and Dodero battling, and ooh, luckily he was able to brace himself at the very least. As our overhead camera shows you there, the speed was much more reduced than it initially seemed. So everybody all right there, and back to their respective benches, or back to where they should be on the ice, with 5:51 to go in period number 3. Some confusion here as it looks like the Steelheads want this draw to come, well, not to neutral ice, but they're not going to win that argument. It'll stay in the offensive zone for Allen. Asachuk to take it against Steinmetz. It is one back to Morrison, has some space, he shoots wide. Had a little bit of room there in the slot on the left wing side, and had a split second to fire it on, and just missed. Out from his own end, Jardine plays it up the left wing side to Arcuri. Rink wide off the stick of Ports into the gear of Spinozzi. He collects it and sends it out. Here's Boltman off the boards, trying to play it up for Kanade, but the Americans intercept it once more. Asachuk back over the own side of his red line, now plays it up to Morrison, who backhands it in, but takes a shot from Boltman in the process. Boltman looked like he took something up high. He's hobbled over for the moment, but skating back to his defensive position. Loose puck all the way into the offensive zone for the Steelheads. Kanade trying to win that race to prevent the icing, and he didn't win it. They rule it all the way back. Kanade not happy about that one. And it'll come back in front of Arno Tefenzi. Remember, for those races that you have to win for icing, it's not necessarily where the players end up at the goal line. It's where they are at the hash marks. That's where the decision is made. As there's a happy-go-lucky Steve Martinson down there, looking chipper as ever, I'm sure.
Yeah, both coaches are giving the referee a hard time.
Nobody's happy down there right now. Steelheads are probably the happier of the bunch with the 2-1 lead, as Boltman out of his own end gets it up to neutral ice off the skate of one man. It comes to Nick Kanade, and Steelheads will get a change after the icing. Kanade at the bottom of the right circle loses that puck, but it comes to Miller. Up high to Boltman with a blast glove save by Costantini, and Kanade frustrated with himself that he couldn't get a tip on front or a screen, something to get that by Costantini and get the Steelheads back with an insurance marker. Well, for our radio audience, we will step aside for our final break coming up of period number 3. 4:57 to go. Steelheads 2, Americans 1. Back with more on KTIK. As we take a look at our Kendall Fordham Meridian play of the game, it's got to be the one that started it all. Caleb Pearson gets it through Costantini somehow, some way, as he misses that glove stop. And Pearson just bangs home the rebound to, at that point, give the Steelheads a 1-0 lead and start the scoring on a Wednesday from downtown Boise. And how about that for Caleb Pearson, who just continues to roll along in front of another sell-out crowd of 5,005 here at Idaho Central Arena. 6th sellout in a row. You know the Steelies fans are always going to show up for their squad. And right now they're cheering them on to the fullest extent to see if they can get a narrow victory here on a Wednesday night against the Allen Americans. So good, so good. Right, Rosie, everything's so good now. Everyone's having a good time. They would have a better time if there were some more goals on the board for the Steelheads, that's for sure. A little bit nervy in the final moment.
Oh, man. This is a grind.
Shot update, 38-35 for Allen. Steelheads 2, Americans 1. 5 minutes to go in period number 3. Offensive zone draw coming. Jade Miller will win it to the wall. Not far enough back for Boltman. 3-on-2 potentially here for Allen. Is knocked aside. Now gloved down by McCauley and intercepted by Pearson. Below the goal line, Pearson skates into the puck himself. And he'll grab that one over the red line now. In with Kanade and Miller, but another just quick move at the blue line as the Steelheads in offside. And that was a pretty good look for me, Brosy, and I will agree with that call right there. Saw it earlier from Robbie Holmes. Just a quick jut inside at the blue line. That time Pearson just trying to settle the puck, make the move all in one. Just went offside. Neutral zone face-off, one back by the Americans. 4.5 to go in the third period. Up the left wing side, they send it in. Behind the goal of Arno Tefenzi. He stays in his crease. The Steelheads have the puck at the near wall. Malmquist loses it in between his skates. And now it is narrowly kept in by Blaisdell. He's knocked down to the ice by Ty Pelton-Bice. And the Americans still with it. A rink-wide pass was knocked down by Malmquist. Right point it comes for Constantini. Left point shot is on, but never made it through. Perron chases that puck down at the near wall. Gets it back up high to Constantini. And it's settled and saved by Tefenzi. 4:03 to go in the third period. You can feel the tension in the building. Everybody holding their breath a little bit, hoping the Steelheads can hold on here for this 2-1 victory. It was a little nicer on Sunday for the Steelheads. They had a 2-goal lead entering the final stages that turned into a 3-goal lead on an empty netter from Connor Punnett. Here, just up by 1 at the face-off dot. They get the puck in their own end. Malmquist to Pelton-Bice, and in the middle of the ice, he moves it back left side to Malmquist. Down low, Pelton-Bice and Warmouth battle there. In the trapezoid, the puck comes free to Asachuk. He'll backhand it up the boards, near side to Morrison, and his backhander will find Asachuk in front of the Steelheads bench. He is run off the puck by Jardine, but Jardine can't find it. It's behind him in the trapezoid, picked up by Watts, backhanded to a vacant point as Spinozzi had stepped down in an aggressive attempt to keep that play going. Back to Watts at the red line. He skates in front of the penalty boxes, now dishes left wing side. Pass in front is handled and saved by Tefenzi. So the Americans, Rosie, they're getting into the zone. They're not doing a whole lot right now when they get in, though.
I don't like them in our zone.
You don't like anything. We don't need them anywhere near our goal. 3:18 to go. You start to just look to your left a little bit from the vantage point here in the broadcast booth. When does Steve Martinson end up pulling Marco Costantini? Probably a little too early right now, but we'll see when he officially decides to go, as Boltman will lift this one, not quite out of the zone. It's kept in. Anderson off of the end board, plays it to the near side to McDonnell, and now Angus McDonnell knocks it to neutral ice. 3 minutes to go in the third period. Behind his own net, skating free is Sedley. Sedley in the trapezoid. Trying to get free of Robbie Holmes, who's waiting for him there. Not a lot of movement right now. Everyone just standing still. That's good for the Steelheads. They're killing time off the clock. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go. Allen now exits their zone, and they're going to ice the puck. All the way down it goes. And after all that breakout, they ice the puck. Tumbling into the boards was a Steelhead down low. And smiling about that one is Jake Boltman. Yeah, he's hearing it now. He's all right. So the Steelheads with an offensive zone face-off with 2.5 to go in the third period. And now you'd probably have to think we're getting close to empty net time once the Americans can possess it in the offensive zone. But that's easier said than done as Steinmetz puts one on, and that's wide. Arcuri with a chip from behind the goal line. Gets it back after it was in the gear of Costantini. Down low, Porch plays it further for Steinmetz. 2:20 to go in the third period. Allen, oh, they have the puck. Can they win this race? It'll be Hershuk winning it and knocking it out to neutral ice. They have to leave the puck as it would be a delayed offside. And with 2:10 to go, Nick Ports skates with speed out of his own zone. Ports chips and chases. Anania up the near side to Caron. A rink-wide pass goes off of the boards and ends up on the stick of Hank Crone. Crone takes a check, but down low sends it to Tefenzi. Jardine skating behind his own net, has some space, and will send it out to neutral ice to Ports in front of his own bench. 1:45 to go in the game. Now you have to think the Americans have to do something to possess this puck in the offensive zone. Up the left wing side to Caron. He's being run off the puck by Dodero. Here comes Costantini. Empty net for the Americans. Puck is sent all the way out to neutral ice off the stick of Arcuri, who is in at the top of the zone. It's handled by the Americans with 90 seconds to go. Backhand feed goes up to Jardine at the far boards. It's played out by Charlie Dodero. Back to neutral ice again. Kanade racing in on the forecheck as the puck is sent in front of his own bench. Kanade with the steal at the left wing side. Can he poke it free? He loses it to Caron. In front of the American bench, Pearson back to Hershuk, who puts one onto the empty net and wide. Beg your pardon, Jardine, not Hershuk. Jardine looking for his first goal. Hershuk would have been two, but Jardine from deep in his own zone just fired one onto the empty net, and he was about 6 inches wide of the right post. 65 seconds to go in period 3. Offensive zone faceoff after the icing whistle coming for the Allen Americans. Watts will skate onto the ice late here as somebody will come off for the Americans. They have 7 on right now, and it'll be Morrison who skates off now. Late change by Steve Martinson. Well, last time the Steelheads were in a situation like this, they rimmed it off the near boards and it went all the way down for an empty netter. So let's see, can they go to the well again? Can they just draw that one up? Not this time. Allen wins the faceoff back to the point. Anania on the 6-on-5 turns it over to Pearson, and Pearson with a great job to send it out to neutral ice. Can't chase it down for the empty netter, but he's still pressuring on the forecheck. Oh, nearly got it away from Watts. Now he does have it in the trapezoid. Pearson with relentless effort works it back to the neutral ice. Jardine and Dodero there. Jardine in front of the penalty boxes, lifts it over a couple Americans. 40 seconds to go in the third period. Oh, the Americans mishandle the puck in their own zone. Below the goal line it comes once more for Sedley. 30 seconds to go in the third period. Americans lose the puck to Pearson, who shoots onto the empty net and scores! 2 on the board for Caleb Pearson. And that'll just about do it from downtown Boise. Idaho 3, Allen 1 with 27 seconds to go. Caleb Pearson, Rosie, earned every bit of that empty net goal with the effort he had on that shift. Constantly in on the forecheck, the puck finds him, and he cashes in.
Yeah, that whole line, Miller, Caleb, and, Nicky. Oh, my gosh. And Nicky came up with a big steal to give the puck to Pearson. So that's exciting.
Final 20 seconds here as the Steelheads send it in once more. Costantini won't even bother coming out to play it. Final seconds tick off as the Americans are in their own zone. Skating out is Simmons Fisher as the Idaho Steelheads complete a 3-1 victory over the Allen Americans to kick off a 3-game week. Goals by Caleb Pearson, Francesco Arcuri, and Caleb Pearson again as the Steelheads get a 3-1 victory on home ice and are now in the win column for back-to-back games here at Idaho Central Arena with their defeat over the Allen Americans. Great stuff by the Idaho Steelheads as they go to celebrate in front of their goaltender Arno Tefenzi, who was terrific for the Steelheads in this game as well. They salute the fans. And they skate away, about to head off into their dressing room after this performance.
They sign autographs.
They are.
On the ice tonight.
Yeah, so those in the building can stick around and get some post-game autographs. It's going to be a fun time as they skate into their dressing room.
Steelhead fans, it's time for the Idaho Central Credit Union 3 stars of the game.
Let's take a look at the 3 stars.
Star from the Allen Americans with 37 stops, number 33, Marco Constantini. Tonight's second star from your Idaho Steelheads with a whole bunch of stops, number 30, Arno Tafensi.
Great game for Arno, earning him second star honors.
And tonight's top star with 2 goals, number 8, Caleb Pearson.
Makes sense. Caleb Pearson, the top star with a couple of goals. Jersey Dawson, the fish, the lefty, the southpaw. I'd say that's pretty solid.
Let's take it on down to
in
Mark
for the touchdown.
Rose. Take it away, Mark.
And Mark down there to chat with Pierce.
Hey, KP, how about that?
Oh, we'll take it all day. That was a good game.
You know what? The fans were pulling for you guys. That was a grind.
Yeah, I mean, anytime we play Allen, it's a good game. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to the weekend, and we're just going to keep it going.
How about your line? Your line mates chipped in and helped out. That was fun tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Jader and Nikki, they're 2 of the hardest working guys on this team. So, I mean, I love playing with them, and I think we're buzzing. So, keep it going.
All right. Well, good luck this weekend. And number 8. Yes, sir. Number 8, you're number 1.
Let's go, Brosy. Woo!
Caleb Pearson in good spirits after the Steelheads take down the Allen Americans 2-1, or excuse me, 3-1. I'm shortchanging them on a goal right here. Autograph chairs are out. Everybody happy at Idaho Central Arena, and we will step aside as we have post-game coverage on the other side of the break. Steelheads and Americans battling on a Wednesday night.
We love our house, but lately we've been feeling a little cramped.
So we talked to ICCU about a new home loan. The process was super quick, and we got a really great rate.
We start house hunting tomorrow.
Preferably something with a bigger garage.
KTVB is special. We have a legacy in this community.
What we're saying every day.